And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Now, I ain't gonna lie. It's Saturday morning and this feels kind of good. I get to say,
Man,
did you guys?
welcome.
Exactly. Welcome. How y'all feeling today on this Saturday?
Hot.
Hot.
It's
Mm.
hot, bro.
I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap. It's been like a heat wave these past couple of days. I've been laying low. I walked to my car to go buy some roll ups, and I saw on my temperature dash 102 degrees, and I went on ahead and turned around and went back in the crib. I decided that I wasn't gonna go get those roll ups. I just deal until the sun went down. Now we all in the A, so this is an interesting show today.
It definitely is. And it's hot as fuck down here. Sorry, I was looking
Yeah,
for something.
yeah.
It's hot as fuck down here.
I've been trying to tell people it's definitely what we call grade A hot. If you ain't prepared in the A to be hot, yeah, it's definitely turned up a bit. Definitely turned up a
It
bit.
was definitely a pleasure seeing you.
Yes.
Had fun last night.
Listen, being in the studio is always a great time for your boy. I love it. I'm always that's like my zone right there. Jay Buddy's been in the studio with me hella times,
Yes,
hella
sir.
times. But yeah, that was definitely
That was my first time in the studio with you.
yes,
And y'all, if y'all think success is funny on here, like he's really a character in real life, y'all. Like he had me dying the whole entire session. Like my stomach hurt last night. I was
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, you had me rolling.
yeah. I try to make the sessions go. Try to make the sessions go. I ain't gonna cap. It was good. It was good. Jay Buddy, my boy, got to get some work in with Food One. Eli.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about we're gonna let that, we're gonna talk about that because y'all know it is about we gotta talk about one thing only. We have to kind of start the show off with this. I know y'all miss verses, but verses happen. Yes. I know I told y'all that I don't like the verses franchise, and it took another spin for the cornier. But
What do
this
you
one,
mean? I
I
thought you
kinda
wanted
like it.
newer artists on there.
Well, that's why I said I kind of like this one. I kind of like this one. They kind of gave us like a WWE Royal Rumble type style versus this time. It felt like one of those wrestling main events where you watch the undercard fight like a tag team match, and then you get to watch the main event fight between like two big fighters or whatever. So it was
So who was
really
you
good.
rooting for?
Well, let me tell you, y'all know, like I said, success do not pay attention to the versus community. All right, I want y'all to understand that, and I need to make that very clear. I do not pay attention to the versus community. However, in this one particular versus, I was caught intrigued because I turned to my left and there was Ray J on stage, and I'm like, wait, Ray J's on stage? So now I'm like, okay, if Ray J's performing, then I want to see this. Then there's Pleasure P on stage. And I'm not gonna lie, I
Mm.
didn't really want to see Pleasure P. I knew he was gonna do that one song that I really hate, that Boyfriend Number Two song. That song is like one of the worst songs that I ever heard in my life. But
Of
women seem
course,
to
you're a
love it.
married man. You wouldn't
And
like this song.
and well, yeah. Let's
Boyfriend
put it
number
there.
two.
Let's put it there. But needless to say, then I seen my guy Bobby V. Now,
Trinity.
when I see Bobby V, that's like that's
Wait,
like
let me stop.
one of those things. No, that's one of those things that definitely sticks out on people's head. His encounters out of the music, but we forget that he had some pretty dope records.
Mm,
Some pretty dope records. And then it was Pleasure P, Ray J,
Sammy.
um, then
I
it
love
was my
Sammy.
boy Sammy. Now I ain't gonna lie to
Sammy just
y'all.
dropped a song like within the past 2 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he dropped a couple of hits. He dropped a couple of hits right in Sammy World. But the thing is, I thought it was Sada Baby. I
Who?
thought it was like one of those rappers up there, like Money Man or somebody, you know? Because I didn't hear him, I just saw him, and I was like, "Hey, who was that up there?" And it was Sammy, and I did
Mm,
not believe Sammy has changed his whole look, like his
mm,
whole look now. Like it's not. So I was watching these R&B cats, and they really don't look R&B. It was a lot of R&B with some hip hop vibe, and they was really going ham on each other. So I really like me some some turned up. I really like me some turned up, and a lot of people were saying that these boys don't got it no more. They can't. They simply just can't sing. They simply can't
They talking
sing
about Ray
anymore.
J?
well, Bobby V still has it. Sammy still got it. Mario definitely still got it.
Ray J might have lost it.
Ray J might
Kevin
have.
P still got it.
Do y'all think Ray J used the excuse that he was holding his baby is why he missed his notes on my favorite song
Let me
of all time?
What,
let me
One
explain
Wish?
something.
Yeah.
If I'm holding my daughter, I'm gonna perform better. Like it's not gonna be worse. Like that don't even
Aww.
make no sense.
But he was
Like he,
holding his son though. He was holding his son.
that's not even helping.
What's the
Cause yeah,
difference?
what's the difference? If I'm holding my child,
He
if my
said
child is
daughter. He said if I'm holding my daughter, I'm, I'm going. I'm going to make a better performance.
But
He was
to
holding his
his
son.
defense, okay,
Maybe his
the
son was
child could
heavy.
have been heavy. He
Yeah.
could have been a little bit out of breath,
Yeah.
um,
And and
or
tips
unprepared.
and tipsy off the Sea Rock, which sponsors that party. You know.
yeah.
So come on, man. Like it's a lot of factors that could have go in, but his sister Brandy chose to throw in some light on the situation by letting us know that Ray J failed to drink the damn tea that she gave him. Now she advised him to drink the tea. She brought him the tea and even allegedly gave him advice to not speak while preparing for verses. And allegedly, Ray J broke every single one of Big Sister's rules.
Well, big sister ain't really. Let me shut up.
Poor Ray J. Don't
No,
you
don't
do
shut up.
that
So
because
what up with Big
didn't
Sis?
Brandy win her verses?
Brandy really can't sing though. Like she
Nah,
can't sing. She could.
Brandy, Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy.
Okay, so like that brings me
She
you
whispers.
you making that comment right there brings me to a post that Jay Money was blessed enough to comment on. But it had the six top female vocalists of all time. Now, this list, I want to say Brandy was on. No, it wasn't Brandy. Actually,
How
this list
could
had
she be
No,
on there?
this
it had
list.
Monica, Keisha Cole.
Yeah,
Jennifer Hudson, Fantasia,
none of them.
Beyonce.
Nah, it
Nah,
didn't even have Beyonce on there.
it had Ashanti, Keisha Cole, Monica, T. Boss, Mary J. Blige, and Candy Burris.
Okay, take Mary J off of there and put Brandy on there. That's the type of list Brandy would be on.
But let me tell you, I just think somebody was sitting at home on Pick Collab and made that shit up. Because whoever made that, those aren't the top, like even the top six. Like, listen, if you had MySpace and you had to put the top eight, those shouldn't be it
Of all time.
of all time. Like Mary
Because
J.
we're
Blige,
missing
yeah,
Gladys Knight,
it's
Well,
missing.
you
Yeah,
did
Patti
say
LaBelle,
you did say you
Aretha
needed
Franklin.
somebody. No, it said of our time, not all time. Our time.
oh, our
Um,
time.
Yeah, our time, like our era.
so
Which is very interesting. We don't give our time people enough credit. I believe our people don't in creating all times.
And and what do you mean? Like from the '90s? Or are you talking about like early 2000s?
I mean, what is our time? Listen, like, I look, put it like this: Michael Jackson is not our time. That's our parents' time. That's their boy.
I disagree.
I mean, like when you was Michael Jackson was like 20 something years old when you was a baby,
Right. No,
25 years old.
you talking about like Jackson 5, but I'm talking about like Michael Jackson by himself. We listen to
But he
Michael.
was a grown man. He was a grown man and already had his family. Why do people act like Michael Jackson wasn't 20 years in his career before we came along? He was already a seasoned veteran.
mm, yeah. Cause I think Bad came out before.
That came out like 86.
Yeah,
That was a year before I was born. So
right.
Think about that. And honestly, that is not our time. We were not buying records. We got blessed to listen to whatever our parents turned on at the cookouts, whatever they let us listen to at the barbecues and whatnot. We didn't have no choice in that.
So when do you consider our time starting? Like when you're a teenager and you could go get records on your own, or like when you
That's
listen
a
to the
good
radio by
question.
yourself?
That is a perfect question. I would like a lot of people to chime in on that question to answer that. I personally, what do you think? What do you think, Tanya Cash? When is the time that you should be choosing your time or our era of music?
I would say once you start understanding music. So I would say from age 5 to uh,
It's crazy because you know the greatest songwriter in the world was whoever wrote the old McDonald song, the Bingo song, the Wheels on the Bus song. Whoever wrote those records were the greatest songwriters in the world.
Yeah, because they made everlasting songs.
Everlasting song. At that age, really, is when kids are able to tell you what songs they like. They're at that's like 3. I mean, your age of music, your era of music is really about to me is about when you started to like music.
that's what I was saying. Cause I know Whitney Houston would be in my time. Cause I was 5 when I think when the Bodyguard came out or some shit. And
Yeah,
you know what's crazy? I love Whitney growing up. Like you know how when you're a kid and you're like, I want to be like.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
no, I want
yeah.
to be like
But
Whitney Houston.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Beyonce is like Beyonce is my Whitney. Like that's the one that I didn't grow up listening to Whitney Houston. She was too old.
You grew up
That was
listening to
like my.
Beyonce?
I grew up listening to Beyonce. I grew up listening to Britney Spears.
I
How?
would say
You
I
older than me.
no. So like my sister listened to
What?
Destiny's Child.
And I grew up
Yeah,
listening to Whitney. I grew up listening to In Vogue. I
yeah,
grew
but
up
that's like
listening
my
to.
mama music. That's in Vogue, SWV. That's my godmother music. My godmother and my auntie
No,
used
that's
to rock
actually
to that
our
stuff.
music.
Now, like you probably was one of those little girls running around all grown and talking to son, doing whatever you wanted to do, getting your way. I didn't have that luxury. I if I had to choose my top artist, that would be like Kurt Franklin, Fred Hamilton, or whatever his name is. You know, all these people like that, them gospel artists. I didn't listen to R&B and hip hop and stuff like that till
Carl
I was
Thomas, Angie Stone. You ain't listen to
nah.
her. Tamia.
That I wish I never met her, guy. Like nah, like none of that stuff. I did used to listen to Tamir. I'm not gonna cap. But that was,
Jaheim, Boys
but
the
you know
Men.
what? I thought listening to me, that's a stranger in my house days. I'm already in high school at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, yeah,
Shantae Moore.
she's like, mm, I don't know. See, me and my me and my correlation with older artists is not about their era or when they were making music, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because Michael Jackson was dropping music in the 90s. My thing is about when they started. A lot of people give me slack for making acknowledgement that Jay-Z is an 80s rapper. They're like, wait, he didn't start, to the 90s. I said, no, he started rapping and he started making plays in the 80s, 1986. He started trying to, get his
For
name out there.
real? I didn't even know that. Jay Z. Well, half the rappers that make it, they be out like Yo Gotti and them. They be out for a long ass time, and we don't hear them until they're about in their 30s.
Yeah, yeah.
So I believe you.
A lot of the rappers with longevity are not popular until they get close to their 30s because in your earlier years you make way too many mistakes with money.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel like artists have to push their age back? Because I know I'm
Yes.
not the only person that sometimes look at these artists and it says, shit. All right, sorry.
Outside in the A. That's the A move.
That shit was a horse fly. I think I got bit by one of those before, man. My whole leg swelled up.
Mm.
But Yeah, so I know I'm not the only person that be looking at some of these artists
He's
like
not
what old man
27.
what you say you
He's not
are.
19. Of
Yeah.
course, listen, it is very important. Age is so important in the industry, not just in music, in everything you do, right?
Mhm.
Because for one, it's about relation and relatability.
Mhm.
You think a 16-year-old wants to care about what a 45, 50-year-old man saying?
Mhm.
Why do you think that if you ask a kid today who's the top rappers are, none of them gonna say Jay-Z? But yet if you ask anybody over 30, 40 years old, they're like, Jay-Z, he the GOAT. Jay-Z the GOAT.
But you know what? Jay Z is very talented, but I wouldn't call him the GOAT. I was
Of
actually
course
listening
not.
to some of his songs the other day, and I was like, "Damn, this the Jay Z I like."
I'm gonna
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
tell you
why.
like this. People don't hate me for this, but the people that call Jay-Z the GOAT are people who gave up on their goals. People who gave up on their dreams, people who put obstacles in their way instead of finding a way to make something happen. Because by metrics, Jay Z has never been the best rapper ever,
Hold on,
and
I'm sorry.
by unit, he's always been more dependent on his team and who he's had with him than he ever has standing alone. But yet, people say he is the GOAT. And it's not all standalone work, you know? It's like Michael Jackson having the most Grammys or Quincy Jones having the most Grammy nominations of anybody ever. It's like, well, you're blessed enough to keep snatching up the greatest stars ever. Don't you do that if you'd have done 86 records with the greatest people on earth. Don't you tell me that you're getting all this because you're to collab with the greatest people on earth. And
Mhm.
I'm looking at the person that got one. I look at the person that got one nomination on his own over the person that got 100 teaming up with a whole corporation of people.
Hold on, say that again. You said you do
So
what?
I say I respect the person that would go out there and get it all on his own before I even consider the person that went out there and done it with a corporation or with a group of people.
Oh, y'all, I had to get out that sun. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
the sun kicking my ass.
Then I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When you first started off in this industry, in no industry, you can't do it by yourself. Jay Z is a perfect example that you cannot do it by yourself, right? If you have the right people in your corner, if you have the right team around you, the sky is literally the limit.
Yeah.
All you need is people willing to make you and push you and your brand.
Mm.
And then, of course, networking with artists, that's major. Being able to walk into the rooms with the most powerful artists, the most powerful producers, that's major. That's budget. That's people putting that money behind you and saying, hey, we can make this happen. I ain't gonna,
Sorry.
nah, like, I see y'all out there battling the elements.
Look,
Right.
it's not that bad. It's hot though. I will tell you that much. I done found a comfortable spot, and now J Money trying to adjust the shade out here.
Yeah,
But
look.
definitely,
Hold up, mute your mic, Jay, brother.
you can hear the echo.
Yeah, I can hear the echo.
I ain't mean to.
No, it's crazy. It's all good. So did y'all hear Taraji P. Henson wants to lead the United States of America?
I understand that.
I understand that too. I'm not gonna lie to you though. America is the strongest place. Where else would you go? Where would you go if you could leave America? And y'all see my hashtag free YSL.
The UK.
Thailand.
Thailand. Did not expect that. Now, would you go to Bangkok?
Mm, nah.
You
Why
gotta
not?
be careful in
I
Thailand.
mean, I would go there, but like,
Live
nah,
there?
to live and stay, nah.
Where would you want to stay in? Like, fuck it.
That's a nice place. Fuck it.
Is that in Thailand?
Yeah, let's fuck it.
Wow. Yeah, Thailand is
I
definitely.
might be pronouncing it wrong. It's
Nah,
P
you pronouncing that right.
Huket.
Fuck it.
Sounds right to me. I don't know. It might, we have to find us a Thailander and get them up here.
No,
If
I
I
think the
had
only
to,
reason I
if
say
I
that
did
is
have to
because
choose somewhere though, I would choose like I want to go to like China, Korea, like Tokyo, somewhere like that.
Japan
Uh,
is lit.
yeah, Japan, one of those like countries. Um, but I
Japan has
also
robots doing everything
UK
now.
would be perfect. I know. It's like, do you? I be watching those Instagram videos, right?
Hmm.
Where like they're walking their house, and it's like they'll be able to do everything in like 15 minutes, like
Hmm.
cook, clean, get ready for the next day. It's like
Hmm.
all their stuff is so resourceful and so powerful. I want to actually start shopping. Like, hey, I want to turn my American home into a more wherever that is style. I don't want to be offensive to whatever it is, but it's like everything is so condensed and right there and easy to use.
Yeah, I mean, and their technology is like 100 times like on another
advanced.
level from us. I remember when I first went to college, one of my homegirls, Sophia, her father was stationed in Tokyo, and she was telling me back then about the robots and how they were going more into the like less. And this was 2005. She was talking about how they're going it more into like a robotic world and how everything is like the technology was out the world. She was telling me
Hmm.
about the days and
Hmm.
shit. And I was like, oh, okay. But now on YouTube, I be watching it too. Strictly Tokyo and Japan. Just the stuff that they have. Like, if you think here now you can have sex with a robot, just imagine all the things that the robots do over there. Like,
Let me tell you something. So one time I'm on the phone with Sixxcess, right? And he's talking to Alexa. But he was like, I didn't tell Alexa to do that. And he was playing a recording from his phone, and Alexa heard him say that because he had a recording that was like, yeah, play whatever. And Alexa heard that. So I was like, bro, that's a cheat code. You can
mm-hmm.
record something on your phone and like not even have to. Like, that's why I be saying all the people who be talking to Siri and talking to Alexa, I'm like, the motherfuckers listening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
Yeah.
mean, your phone is listening. Your phone is listening to you. And let me tell you some shit that freaked me out. I forgot what I was talking to my mother about something, and the next day I was on either YouTube or Google. I
that
think it
shit
was
came up.
YouTube, and that shit came up, and I was like,
Yep.
Listen, your phone is constantly. My phone keep overheating. Your phone is constantly listening though.
"It's for
But yours is
constantly
constantly
recording."
overheating.
I have a phone umbrella.
That's
Now
what
I ain't gonna.
I got.
I'm not gonna lie to you, young. I realized that out like two,
I have
three
a
years
phone
ago.
umbrella.
And it's analytical data that your phone takes of you, what you look at, what you like to do, what you search, and it feeds you that through your social medias.
But that is a violation of my privacy. Like, I do not like invasion. And that's one of the reasons why I did not want to get an iPhone in the first place. But because of social
It's
media, I
all
needed an
smartphones.
iPhone.
It's all smartphones though.
I don't think it do it to Androids.
Oh, it does it on Androids as
No, so
well.
like you accepted that agreement. Like nobody really reads it, but all those words that it say at the beginning, and you like it
Yeah,
says do not accept or accept. You're gonna hit accept because you want to use the phone.
yeah.
But if you
Actually,
read
not me. I hit the turn off share analytical data, and I turn off share search, and I put all that in my privacy settings.
yeah,
For all you don't know, go to your privacy settings and tell them no,
that shit
don't
off.
share my data, and no, you cannot share my intellectual analytical searches for your own thing. But now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes it do be perfect. You sit up there, you thinking about this new thing that you want, and then you get on social media, and there it is
I
for
don't
30
like that. I
For
don't like.
30
I
bucks.
don't like. I don't like that at all. Just like I don't like FaceTime. I don't like
Not
invasive.
gonna cap. It works for me during holidays, especially like exclusive holidays like Valentine's Day, Christmas, stuff like that. It is a lifesaver to have because you're sitting up there, you're trying to find the perfect Valentine's Day gift, you're trying to find the perfect Christmas gift, anniversary gift, anything, and then there it is right there on your social media.
That shit creeped me out. I was like, no, really, Six. It really creeped me out because I was just like, oh, like I knew my phone was recording me, but
Yep.
I didn't know it was like that, like to where I'm not even on it and it's just sitting around me and I'm talking to somebody about something. And then when I open my phone, there it is on YouTube, advertisement. Like,
But let's talk about this deeper, right? Because this is a business show. Let's talk about this deeper though. Why that is important and why it's crazy that a lot of artists and or businesses are not tapping into this and using it for their own benefit and their own good. Why aren't you guys? What pops up in people's phones? Why, when I Google some of you artists, I can't find you? Why is your analytical data all over the place?
mm-hmm.
That's really a, 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 a whole saga, a whole episode, right? But like, people don't want to hear the whys. They want to hear the how can I, Six? How can I? Now, that J Money.
Yeah.
When you were trying to get yourself certified through Google so that we can Google you and find you out, how important was that process to you, my man?
Like it didn't make sense. Like, all right, it didn't make sense if somebody typed in J Money and somebody else came up. So I was
Yeah,
like, all right, cool. It's important that I distinguish myself as J Money Gibbs. Because then people were like, yeah, I typed in J Money and somebody else came up. Like, nah, that's not me. So it was a process, you know what I'm saying? Like it took like a whole year. I think you remember. It took like a
yeah,
whole year. And I realized you have to do that for yourself. Like if I wasn't creating content or continuously creating music or like keep putting it so that when you do Google J Money Gibbs, it comes up, you
yeah,
wouldn't find that. So now I
yeah.
feel like even when you just type in J Money, I'm gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? But that
Now,
shit was the whole process because at first I don't know who these other people was coming up. And remember they had the J Money with the three Y's and the J Money with the Moneii and
yeah,
all them other ones.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah, so that's a process for real.
when is the like? Do you like? It's funny because I Google all my friends, right? Especially all my friend artists to see where they at. J Money is the only one that I've seen actually labeled as a singer by Google's data and by your music metrics. You're a singer, and how does that make you feel, my God?
I'm gonna tell you it's awesome because I didn't type this stuff in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right?
Google did that for itself, but that comes from all right. So you know your Google account is connected to your YouTube.
Yes.
So once you're doing the stuff through that email, or it's seeing that you're putting up videos, or you're putting up this genre of music, even when you're using your DistroKid, that's connected to your YouTube. Like whatever you're using to distribute yourself, it's all connected. So once I realized that, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And so that's why my music is not the same type. Like, yes, I rap. Yes, you might hear me singing, but like I don't stick to the same genre of music. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
realized by doing that, you're hitting the analytics in a different way, and it's gonna make it easier for you to come up. So if somebody's searching R&B, I'll come up. If they searching singers, I'll come up. If they searching rappers, I'm gonna come up because I fall into those categories. If you type in EDM, I'm gonna come up on there too. Because it was crazy. You told me I was on a gospel station. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but
that was crazy. Now let
I
me
guess
add
I said I'm blessed in the
But
song.
what are you doing to make sure you fall under all categories?
singing his asshole. Yeah.
Something like that. I'm just trying to be different. Like honestly, I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I realize as an artist, you are your own brand. So stop trying to be like somebody else or try to sound like somebody else. You got to sound like yourself
Mm-hmm.
and be your own brand. And once you do that, like even Sixxcess, when I know his songs because he has his tag, like I know it's gonna be yup. Once I hear the yup, I'm
Yep,
like, okay,
yep.
yeah. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I know. You know what I'm saying? I know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And like
signature,
it's
signature.
crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy because we was in the studio last night. And he was like, yeah, what's your tag? And I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really don't know. But I feel like that's an important thing to have as well. And so for me to be able to, you know what I'm saying, still be on Google without the tag, I think that says something.
Like now, what's crazy? What's crazy is Have you guys heard the new Drake album?
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I tried to listen 3 times, and every single time I fell asleep. And like I didn't mean to, but it just keep happening.
What number do you get to on the album before you fall asleep?
Like 2 or 3.
Now you know you cannot keep falling asleep with the Drake album playing.
I
I need to
know.
listen to it because I don't believe that it's gonna make me fall asleep or make people fall asleep. I want to know what the hell.
It's not gonna make you fall asleep. J Money just needs to pop some. I mean, just like smoke a J or something.
You close that door.
No more. No more. No more. No more listening to Drake late at night while you laying down in bed. That's gay. Stop
Right.
listening to Drake late at
Now
night.
they said that Drake and Beyonce was in competition. I haven't heard the new music from Beyonce. Have you had a chance to listen to it?
He
I
never.
love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've
remember
heard
he
Break
got
Free.
another Kanye, so he's always gonna say Beyonce.
Yes, I've heard. Listen, listen. That
He did
record,
say well, she could do nothing wrong.
listen. That record is fire, but it's classic Beyonce. A lot of people are acting like this is something new from Beyonce. To make a dance record, it's totally something that Beyonce would do. Now, Drake, I'm gonna tell y'all the big difference between Drake and Beyonce record. Beyonce's record sound like this is what she does. Drake's record sound like this is what he wanted to do, right? And he sounded bored doing it. So a lot of people are talking about the boredness in his tone, the non-change in it, um, the unauthenticness in it. But with Beyonce record, you don't get that. I will challenge y'all to listen to that record today. Me personally, the Beyonce record is worth playing right now on the radio, and I guarantee you all you guys will be
Top
dancing.
six.
But it reminds you of something. It reminds you of that record, like
I don't know. I got two Beyonce songs on my 2,800 song playlist. So
only two.
yeah.
You
I
know
was
what?
just looking at it the other day. I was like, damn, I got Fantasia, I got Mary J. Blige, I got Tweet, I got everybody, but I only got two Beyonce songs, Dangerously in Love
Would you? Would
and Me,
you?
Myself, and I. And
Would
that's
you
it.
mind? Would you mind letting the people know your what was it? Your new middle name? Your middle name that you adopted?
Racheta.
Yes,
You gotta
that
hold the R. Racheta.
and that is a perfect way to describe someone who only has two Beyonce songs in their playlist. I am
How
a guy.
dare you?
I am a guy, and I have all of Beyonce's albums on my playlist, except for one. I don't have the Sasha Fierce.
Well, if you weren't
That was
married,
two. That was two
Six,
for women.
I would raise an eyebrow when you say that.
Well, I don't play them, but they have to play. You know, like I don't just go around and say, hey Alexa, play Beyonce. You feel me? But there are records that you have to have on your playlist. I'm a DJ guy, so you guys know I DJ, so I have to have Beyonce on that playlist. If I'm not playing Beyonce in the club, I'm tripping.
I mean, her music is good. I'm just not really like. I have more Rihanna. I have like two Rihanna albums on my playlist,
I
but
mean,
only two Beyonce
that's
songs.
fair. Rihanna is. Do y'all know? Fun fact: Rihanna is the only artist to dethrone Drake from number one since 2012.
No, I never knew that.
You said she's did what?
She's the only artist to dethrone Drake in album sales as number one since 2012.
Oh wow.
From Take Care, right?
Huh?
From Take Care. Was that Take Care?
Every year except for I think 2014 maybe, and I'll check the facts on it. But every year except 2014, Drake has been number one in album sales and record sales for the year until that one year Rihanna beat him. That is also why Rihanna does not care to make music anymore because no one has done that. Mind you, this list was all white people until one man came along named Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson wasn't dethroned up until Madonna came on the scene, and then she finally dethroned him. And then once he was dethroned, he got it back for a while until a guy named Eminem came on the scene and took it over handingly until Drake came on the scene.
All right, let's talk about something because we was talking about it before. So you remember that post I was showing you when you was like, I can't take Nick Cannon right now for saying this.
Yes,
You
and
what?
yes,
Talking, all right. So you were saying if you own 100% of your masters, it don't mean shit.
yes.
I agree, and I also disagree.
Nick Cannon is
The
the
reason is
worst
because
spokesman for that.
no, I was saying the reason is because oh, Nick, my
Oh
fault.
yeah, Nick Cannon do music. I was like, well, what the fuck is he
Yeah.
talking
Nah, the
about?
reason is because if you own your music, you're able to sell it, right? So if I have a playlist of 100 songs, I can sell that whole catalog. And since I'm creative, I can make new music. You feel what I'm saying? So if I sell that catalog and continue to make new music and I own it, yeah, I don't mind selling a percentage of my music so that you know what I'm saying it could be pushed and I could keep on creating. So that's the part that I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people leave out because Drake has marketed himself. Lil Wayne took $1 million and marketed it into his Carter series, and that's one of the, you know what I'm saying. Like everybody knows the Carter.
100 million. Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I feel like Drake put that effort in every year. Like even some of the songs that you don't want to know, you know that shit because he marketed it. You're gonna see it on Instagram. You're gonna see it in commercials. You're gonna
I mean,
hear it.
it doesn't. Like, what's crazy is this, right? Drake is backed by the biggest companies that there are: Sony, Apple, Universal, Cash Money. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
We
That's
can't compare nobody to Drake and Lil Wayne and that machine because that is a well calculated machine. But when you talk about somebody like Nick Cannon, I ask this: who are you talking to, Nick? Right? You're not talking to the Lil Wayne who just sold his masters for 100 million.
right.
You're not talking to the Drake who sold his masters away and got 400 million. You know, you're not talking to these artists. He's thinking he's talking to the artists like me and you, J Money, telling us that you owning your 100% of your masters means nothing if you ain't doing nothing. Well, Nick Cannon, how about you tell them what that something is that they need to be doing? Because why didn't he offer that information? I'll tell you why. Because this is a man who sold records.
What is records?
Records means that he ain't sold a copy. When the people tried to buy it, it was like When they asked, "Are you guys interested in this album?" It was like When they asked, "Do you guys want to play these records on the radio?" They asked, "You want to tour these records?" Do anybody want to buy these records for a record or a sandwich? Everybody bought the sandwich.
Mm.
Nick had it. So he's in the game. He has his lineage and his history. But yeah, he's gonna promote. Give your masters to the label. They know what to do with it. I don't. We know you don't. But what's more intriguing is all of the people at Incredible, all of the people over there at that Incredible record label, did they know you felt like this before they signed with you?
Mm.
Because that's the scary part to me, right? I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm gonna have a label and spew out, yeah, if it's worthless, sell it. Like, hold up. You're a label owner. You're supposed to be telling people how to make their music not worthless anymore. And in 2022, there's too many artists that has proved that there ain't no such thing as worthless music. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
what's crazy is Every Day a Star is Born by Jay-Z. I used to just think that song was just a little bop. Clap for him. Hey! But now I'm saying it. Every day a star is born. Every day someone reaches their quota, right? Every day someone reaches that financial goal for them to be able to say, I'm ready. There was a post that said, you don't need money to start a rap career.
You don't.
Well, I put laughing emojis on that post. And I'd like to hear why you said you don't, J
Well,
Money.
I think me and you both know that if all right, if you make one record And you already know what I'm talking about. If you make one record and you play that record continuously every single day on your computer, in a month you'll make some money. It's
But
not going to be a lot of money. It's not going to be thousands of dollars. But yes,
No,
you'll make some change.
you still need money to get started, i.e., buying software for whatever sounds you want, i.e., whatever platforms you want to push your music through. I think you have to pay to put your music on certain platforms.
I
now
think
you.
I think
Yeah,
the word that a lot of artists are scared of is the word budget, and I feel like everything has a budget. When you bought
I,
your cell phone, you had a budget. When you know what I'm saying, when you got your computer, you had a budget. Like everything you do is going to cost money. Even if you're traveling, gas is going to cost money.
but
So
what I
everything
think that we
is money because it's made to be spent. Money's only job is to be spent.
can I
What else
ask
do you do?
everybody a simple. Let's ask a
But
real
the
serious
question
question.
wasn't it? Do you need money to start a music career?
All right, yeah, yeah.
Career is the key word. It is.
Thank you,
I
thank
feel
you.
like I feel like no, you don't necessarily need the money. You're going to find ways to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like so, if you have the ability, you need to be available so that you can get the money.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Because listen, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have a computer, and I was going to other studios and doing sessions,
Was
and
it
that's how I.
free?
Yes, that's how I was getting money. I was getting paid $50 to go into studios and be like, all right, can you do this? Can you record me? Hey, can you put this effect on my voice? Bro, I didn't know what I was doing, but that's how I
Uh,
started making money.
yeah,
Like that's how
but
I
but
really started making money.
okay, but at that point, you were making money to fund your career.
Yeah, that's true.
Fund, pay.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, listen, like we could be asinine and beat around this all day, like Mr. Brad Dez did, and I told Dez I'm gonna talk about you on this show, my boy, because you're wrong. You do need money to start a career. Why is it that you need money to start any other career in the world, but yeah, rap career you don't need money? I mean, could you be a doctor without money?
Can you be a rapper without money?
You can't be anything without money.
I mean, you could be a rapper without money. You could be a singer without money. You just won't be on the corner with it. But
But is
like,
that a career? Is that a career though?
like,
Right?
what's the name of it said and Sister Act 2?
All right, well look, there's ways you could get money without having any money. Like if you go to a club and say to the club owner, like, look, let me get the club from this time to this time, and we can split the door, and that way you putting yourself in position to make money
So
without having
so
any.
all right. So let's just be. So you walk into the club every day to perform and meet all these DJs because that's free. You walking.
Mhm.
You're not hopping in no vehicles, no whips. You're not doing no transportation. And that means that you're only staying in a 2 to 3 mile, maybe 5 to 10 mile radius. And I'm gonna go ahead and force Gump you. You're staying in a 50 mile radius. You're walking 50 miles to clubs at night and 50 miles back a night, 50 miles to fund these free careers. Now you're staying in your circle. I'm gonna tell you like this, bruh. No one is paying or coming to see you sweaty, dirty, and walked 50 miles. No one wants to see Jesus standing on stage in sandals performing like that until you've already reached J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar level. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to walk in your bust down, walkie talkie joints. And at the end of the day, who you getting to come to the show that no one was able to like, you didn't able to do anything like that. So we're not talking about that, but let's talk about what is a rap career. Is doing one song and performing performing it a rap career now? Is that what we're doing?
It
Is
can
that
be.
one song and performing it is not a career? Getting
Why
paid
not?
getting paid to perform this record is the career.
That's correct.
Now, we ain't nobody in the damn time of mankind been paid to perform a bad record. So
Well,
Designer.
I disagree.
tell
I've
me,
seen people. I've seen people.
Designer.
nah,
You know somebody
that record's quality was so nasty.
Blueface.
Oh, you talking about bad records as in how you didn't like them?
yes, like bad records, as in they're not good, but people think it's
Uh,
entertaining to perform
Nah,
them.
I'm talking about bad records that sound like you recorded them in your bathroom closet and then didn't get no mixing or no mastering done and had
Because
nobody
you
do that.
can't have a career without quality, or else you don't care about your brand.
I mean, Trinidad James actually succeeded in that with that song. I mean, I guess eventually it got mixed and mastered, but it doesn't really sound like he put that much effort in. Gold all of my watch, gold
That,
all of my chain,
that was that
gold
Florida
all of
swag
my
though.
ring.
That's that Florida swag at that time. But
Pop
that's my
Molly, I'm sweating.
woo,
Woo!
that's my song though. I ain't
It
gonna
ain't do too much with that, but I understand what you're saying.
Let
I
me
mean,
tell
like,
you, you did enough because you
less is more. Less is
He
more
did.
in
That's
music.
what I'm trying to say. Is
Less
that
is
you
more in
can make
music.
a career off of one song. I forgot about him.
Yeah, nah, but Trinidad James still performs and still drops new records today, and he's loyal to his fan base, and he understands who his fan base is, and he's not working for the labels anymore. But that's on Trinidad James, right? He's able to bring in and generate his thing. But at the end of the day, he put some type of backing behind himself to allot that. Because, and then, listen, I really want to take rap out of it, people. No career you can start without money because it takes money to make money. That is a saying that is 100% true. I mean, I always like to talk about Mr. Walmart and Mrs. Walmart because I think people believe that they just popped up off the face of the earth and just started putting up a bunch of stores and hiring people. You know, it's like we talked about last week about or last couple weeks ago about managers and roles. It's
Mm.
like I don't expect to hire a manager and that manager pays me to work at the store. I don't expect to hire a manager and that manager come in and tell me how my business should be ran. Right? I don't expect to bring in employees and those employees work for free. So it's like all of these people are trying to ask, how do I start a rap career? Well, a rapper is a business in his own self. Like success is a building that has to make sure a lot of people eat to keep me rolling. So if I don't have any bread for myself, hence no bread for them, they go and work for people that do.
right.
I mean, it's common sense.
You,
Now, you can create some type of cult and don't say success told you to do it when you get caught by the FBI. But you can create yourself some type of cult and have you a bunch of people that walk around. Oh, you are the great one. We will follow you. Go ahead and get yourself a bando and y'all just go trapping all out and they all praise you. But will that get you what you're really looking for? I mean, world superstardom. And I mean, listen, I get it. A lot of you people are cool with being local. A lot of people cool with being local, like local celebs, just getting in the club for free.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand that it's an investment into your career. I was actually talking with an artist the other day, and I was asking him, like what happened, like why I don't see you, performing or like as motivated about your music as you were prior. And he was just like, that shit costs money. Like I didn't, what I'm saying, like if I got good product, but you in order to actually get it where you want it to be is money.
I hate to say
So
this, young, but a lot of you artists that say I got good product.
well, he didn't say it like that. That's me,
Nah, but like honestly,
paraphrasing.
like I gotta let y'all know, like all of y'all that think that your music is so good or too good, then why haven't you been heard? I'm here to tell you it's not. It's not.
What
Like
do you it's not what it's not the money that is the
no, it's not
problem.
that good.
it's not it's not that good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Listen. For one, in this music business, me like J Money always hints to, it's about knowing the business first. So I tell a lot of artists that ask me, Do you think this record is good? Do you think this record is bad? First off, let me tell you like this. If I like the record genuinely, I'm gonna tell you the record is fire and I like the record. If I don't like the record, I'm not gonna care to tell you anything about the record because I know that you didn't want to hear that the record is bad. Because usually when I tell a person I don't like the record, they always tell me I'm just hating or I don't see their vision. And I always tell them, yeah, hey, every song ain't for everybody, but what do you want to do with this record? How do you want to change my mind? Right? Because how many records have y'all started off saying, I really hate that record, but then it's everywhere, and you really love that record after you hear it everywhere? You can't help but sing it. A lot of artists are not putting the effort into making you care about their records. Let's just talk about the small thing that I see artists do. I see an artist perform Tuesday night. He performs one record. I see that same artist perform Wednesday or Thursday night. He's performing a new record. I see him perform that same Saturday, a new record. And I'm asking myself, why is he performing all these new records or she performing all these new records? I told a lot of artists, I walked up to a lot of artists and said, you should have performed that record you did the last time. I remember I'm on it. He won a showcase and he won that showcase performing this one record. And I seen him on the bill at another showcase concert, and I was sure that he was going to perform this record. That I was already telling the judges, oh, if he performs this record, it is over. He got this record. I don't think nobody record is beating that record. And he didn't perform the record, and guess what? He came in second place. I'm like, what it goes on in a lot of these artists' mind, I never know. But a bad record or a good record, bad records. What I'm talking about is quality. What I'm talking about is not being invested in. At the end of the day, y'all think that it's harder. It was easier back in the day. It was way harder back in the day to get booked because you had to show sales, you had to show buzz, you had to show people care already. Nowadays, the showing that people care is the click of a button. It's like, bro, did you see my song? It's at 1 million streams. You should book me. But let's just be real. A lot of y'all just be like, oh, my record is so good. I go to look at it, y'all got an alligator mouth on it.
But that doesn't mean that it's not good. That just simply means that they probably didn't promote it or get it out
They don't care about
like that.
themselves enough.
Nah, Tanya Cash. I'm here to tell you that means that that's a bad
I,
record.
I mean, let's say you put out a record, but only 1,000 people know that you put out that record, and only 1,000 people listen to it. I mean, the more people that listen to it, the more streams numbers you're gonna get, whether they like it or not.
Let's do it like let's put it like this, right? You buy a car, you get that car, you love that car. Now, usually, based on how old that car is when you buy it, tell you how long your love of that car goes. If it's an old car, like an old field, when the first thing breaks down, if it's small, if it's minor, you may get it fixed, but then at least the other things breaking down, and you realize, you know what, I done had it, I don't care. But when it's a brand new car, you make sure you get gas in it, you may go get it washed, you go get it cleaned up, and things like that. What I'm simply saying is a lot of these people got these new records and they sitting there treating them like they old records. Like they don't gotta go out there and do nothing to it. Don't gotta wash it. Don't gotta take it around the town and show it all. They treat it like they gotta hide it in the garage because its pieces falling off, it's oil leaking. They treat it like it's something that they're ashamed of. It's
Nah,
like,
you know that for 3 years I performed the same songs, the same 4 songs until the whole club was singing along with that shit. He's like, bro, how can you perform none of your other songs? I'm like, nah, that's not the point right now. Like the point
but
is
like,
everybody to catch on to this.
Now, like, let me ask, and let me tell you what's crazy. Let me ask you what did you about this situation that we was in together. You spent 3 years performing those same songs, and yes, a lot of people sing those songs along with you. We played New High that one night in the club, and you never had ever performed it, never dropped it. And by the second verse, the club and the DJ act like they knew it already.
That shit was crazy.
That's because that power of a like your first records that you perform when you first started, or like when you first get on, they're the records that's like, okay, I want to let everybody know I'm in the game. I want to let everybody know I can play ball. But then you start getting to where you meet, you learn, you grow, you start dropping quality. I mean, look, if I wanted to perform my first mixtape, a lot of people would be like this while I'm performing it because the quality of it is so horrible, or whatever the case may be. But then as you get growing, you start throwing that new stuff on it. It's like, oh, okay, all right, you grow as an
Well,
artist, you know yourself.
well, let me say this: if you familiarize your audience with your song, whether it's bad quality or good quality, if they like it, they like it. You know what I'm saying? So what I don't understand, like you saying that now, if you add different stuff to it, like what do you qualify as bad quality? Like
In your
how can
face,
you determine what the quality is for your audience?
in your face, what people say means nothing.
Okay. What do you
If
mean?
I get on stage and everyone's like, great show, oh, awesome performance, like I love that song, it means nothing. If
I'm
when I
talking
wake,
more about you get on stage and you perform a record that you probably don't think, has the best quality, but the crowd is singing along with you. They getting lit with you. Like, is that not a good song?
well, in the morning, those numbers should reflect that, or at the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the proof in the pudding. Because like it's like doing music, performing is not the game. You know what I'm saying? It's what people say after the performance that's the game. What they do after the performance, that's the game. See, like the performing part is the song and dance. That's the jig. That's the do y'all like me?
But isn't that where majority of the artist money come from? Is their performances and their touring? So if
So
you grab the
all of
audience,
all of
then
the artists' money comes from their performances and their touring.
right. So
The
from that
majority
night, the crowd singing along with your bad song. Shouldn't the next time you perform, you should expect the crowd to still be singing along
no,
with your bad song?
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you are, you have to now change the narrative. If you're being paid to come out every night, or you're performing every night that song, and you're being paid, and it's going on, and everyone is singing it, then we're not talking about a bad song anymore. We're talking about a good song that has caught on. That's a catchy. That song has caught on. A,
Okay.
a
Right.
bad a bad song is a song of no quality, a, but
Mhm.
then if it's already out and the numbers are not even, you're not even making it make no numbers, it's not doing anything. It doesn't matter how much you out there performing it,
Mm.
right?
See, and I think
If I perform a song, every night for a month straight, and it still has under 1,000 streams,
that's a bad song. It depends on where you perform it. It's,
listen,
it's not just it's not
just
just
because
black and white like how you're making it. It's so many different other factors that I
nah,
believe
just
plays a
because you give
role
a
in success.
yeah, just because you give a lit performance don't mean you got a good song. You could be a lit performer with a bad song. You could be a great performer with a bad song, and that performance will get you paid better than a person with a great song and a bad performance.
Mm.
I mean, like if I had a hot song and I got up there and performed it like
Oh hell no.
letting the mic over and lip singing it. Look at Ashley Simpson had a hot song until Saturday Night Live accidentally dropped the goddamn vocal, the beat, and they realized this bitch was lipping. Everybody like, oh no, what is happening? We can't book her no more. You know, we're not gonna
Yeah.
pay for that. We get the album if we want that. You know, so a person with a lip performance. I mean, I don't want to just start throwing out people, but look at people that have look at great performers that just literally you be like, what? They can't sing a lick. They can't even sing rhyme, but they have that joke. Yeah, you like shit. That motherfucker lit. I didn't know he could flip. He can flip.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Every inner city indie scene can attest to this. That one artist that was so over the top, and you looking at everybody like, we really like this song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's why a lot of artists try to perform in strip clubs because they think they're about to get that free dancer, and they all fail because they all end up performing and looking at the ass the whole time. You know, they're looking like an idiot. Like,
Well, hold on, wait. What do you mean free dancer? What do you, what
you know, when they
don't know.
perform in the strip clubs, the dancers dance on stage with you while you performing because they still got they there to make their tips, but they just brought you in there that night to indie night so that you guys can help bring up some sales and buy some chicken wings and a couple of drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bring out your crowd. You know, it's always on a slow night for the club or Wednesday or something like that. But you know, it's the wings is cheap that
But
night.
you know the good part about that is if one of the dancers like your song, she will then include it in her set, and which
She
means that every
definitely will.
night that she works, she will be streaming your
But you
songs.
gotta have a good song.
Yeah,
I
that's the
mean,
You
thing.
have a song,
Gotta have a good song.
now like you got it's not just a good song either. You got to have a lit performance. You got to
No,
have
that
a
too, because like, look, I'm gonna tell you, I performed in the strip club, Act a Fool and She Nasty, and those are songs for the strip club. Like, I couldn't go in there and perform, you know what I'm saying, songs with a whole bunch of lyrics because they're not trying to sing along, they just trying to dance. And once I
Mm-hmm.
like.
realized
I
these
would have.
motherfuckers,
I wish
and they
that I could have seen that.
all these lyrics and like, you got to think about your performance. Sometimes you got to think about this could be on your album, but like this is for your performance. People might not want to hear all those extra, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of extra stuff. They trying to see a performance. They trying to dance. They trying to party. They're
Mm-hmm.
not
They
trying to get
trying to twerk
confused
off.
and what's in your words.
Yeah.
Yeah, they trying to twerk off. It's a game. It's a whole system. Honestly, bro. Like if I had to count on my hand how many bad songs I heard, it's easier to count how many bad songs I've heard than good songs I've heard. It's easier because those are the bad artists are more memorable than the good
Mm-hmm.
artists.
Yeah.
The bad artists are on your line all day, every day. Like, what did you think? How'd you
Mm-hmm.
feel? What about this one? Check out this. How you like this? How
You
you
said
like this?
the bad artists do that.
The bad artists, the ones music that suck, the ones music that suck the most will be in your damn DMs dropping you videos that you ain't asked for, ain't said what up to you or nothing, spamming the hell out of you. And you ask them, you be like, bro, like, you need a mixer, you need a masterer, you need a beat maker. Like, who are you going to? Like, what are you doing? I can't stand a check this out type artist. Hey, check this out. Tell me what you think. I can't stand when an artist asks me, tell me what you think. Give me give me your feedback.
What do you
That's
say?
that's my biggest pet peeve right there.
So what do you say when they do?
I ask them what are they doing with the record, right? Because that's all that matters to me. I don't want you to email me a record that you might not drop, that you ain't dropping, that you gonna drop. If you planning on dropping it, drop it, and I'll hear it. If you don't know if it's good enough to drop, don't drop it and don't infest me with it.
That part.
If you don't like it, don't do it.
Mhm.
And if it's something that you want to try, well, try it and let your fans be the ones to tell you what it is. Because I'm going to tell all you artists out there, a lot of you are my friends, right?
Mhm.
I am not fans of, I, I am not fans of hardly any artists out here. I maybe got two artists that I'm fans of. That if they hit me up with a song, I'm definitely listening to it. You know, like, and that's like rare, rare. You know what I'm saying? Most of the music, like, I'm not gonna be funny, but I make music. So if you rapping, I already kind of not being disrespectful. I know it's not on me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not my level. And I know that it's in competition with me because we're not friends. We're not in the same circle. You don't make music with me, so you're my competition.
Mhm.
So when you're asking me my feedback, I'm sorry. If you're asking, is it better than my music? No. Are you asking, is it better than Kanye's? No. I mean, ladies, it's not on Cardi B level. You're not the next Nicki Minaj. You know, you haven't given me a Lauryn Hill record. So, hello, what are you asking me for? When you're asking me about a record, you better be asking Sixxcess, are you doing that record right? Are you
Mhm.
promoting it right? Are you marketing it right? You know what I'm saying? Where else are you doing some good shows with the joint? Like, that's the only thing I need to be hearing what you trying to do. Because for real, when it comes to me and the music, well, there's there and there's there, and then everyone else is just trying to get right here. Because honestly, I hate when I hear a good record, bro. I hate when I hear a good record from an artist and they not doing no marketing. And you know what's the smallest thing that they could do that I don't even see them doing? Just their Instagram stories and Facebook stories. They playing freaking Future, freaking Lil Wayne. They know how to find them songs, but they can't scroll to their own name on the Instagram story and turn up to it.
Why not? That's one thing I don't. I mean, I understand what TikTok is for, trying to get, noticed and trend following and stuff like that. But even with Instagram, like, there's only a few people that I see that's really on it like that. Like, they really just, most of the time, it's their music. Like, I don't really see them playing
Yeah,
too much extra
yeah.
shit. Like,
Women, women, and nerds. Women and nerds, which I'm sorry, you all would label them losers. You all would label them those weird, whack rappers that y'all don't like to listen to. All you old heads like to call them these youngins, this new school. See, because all of y'all are too cool for Sunday. Y'all too cool to get on the TikTokity and do a cool dance move. Y'all too cool to be on Instagram. Oh, or too gangster. I can't tell y'all where I'm at. I can't if I'm dropping my location for the ops, I'm not dropping my location. That's crazy. Well, how do you expect us to come see you perform if you ain't gonna drop your location? I mean,
somebody just got killed recently.
yeah, I mean that's because they too gangster, they too cool for Sunday, and they wonder why all the females getting on, and wonder why all these youngins, these weird rappers from the suburbs are getting on, right? These kids coming from the suburbs talking about riding down on the op, killing them on the pop, you know, and these kids got big old houses, living with their mommy and daddies, living good, security details, but yet all of you aspiring artists, that what y'all do, and y'all think that because oh, everyone's looking for this music, so I want to drop a twerk song and I want to drop a song for the ladies. I hate it when you guys say that just for the ladies. I want to drop a song. It's not for the ladies if
But
you ain't
women buy
promoting it to them.
music.
Well,
I mean,
if you ain't promoting it to them and tagging them and all up like hitting them up in their DMs and talking to them and building relationships with them, you ain't doing it for the ladies. And don't listen. If I see it, you're performing that record most of the time in a sausage fest. Most of them are performing those records in sausage fest. Talking about this for the ladies. Ain't no ladies in here, bruh. But the ladies that these rapping niggas brought with them to see them perform. See that Omarion was for the ladies. You see how he walked out there with a watermelon? Thank you, Tony, for that remembrance. He walked out there with that watermelon, gave it to all the ladies. He bit him a piece, and he made sure all the ladies that wanted a piece of his bitten watermelon got a piece. That was for the ladies.
I heard he took his cousin out there or something, or Riley, or his brother or something.
You know, I didn't really watch it. I just listened and watched it, tuned into it. But I got caught in late. I got caught in late to it, and I was happy that I did because it growing up, I wanted nothing more but to be an R&B singer, y'all. I wanted I look at J Money and I'm like, J Money is a singer. How did you get how did you get them to classify you as a singer? I've run my whole life to do that. I'm like an American artist, American
So what's
rapper.
stopping you?
Oh no, I'm about to start singing when I turn 40. When I turn 40, I'm gonna start singing. Singing is safer, y'all. Singing is safer.
It
Singers
is.
singers get old. That's why Drake has dropped over and crossed over to house music. What do y'all think about Drake cross over to house music?
I
Safer.
gotta hear this, man.
I don't think he's gonna
I
do it
definitely gotta hear
exclusively.
it.
I don't think he's gonna do it exclusively. But you know, I would probably be more like I would probably just really like think about how this stuff is going. Now let's speaking of house samples and stuff, house music. Beyonce's the lady that wrote the song for Beyonce is pretty peed off that she had to find out about the song through social media.
What?
And I know
Hold on.
Robin S.
She wrote what song?
Well, she didn't write the song. She just sang the song "Show Me Love." The song "Show Me Love," which was sampled for the "Break My Soul" Beyonce record. She learned about it on social media, meaning
So they stole her music, or what's the point here?
well, that was a powerful thing. I wanted to. I have to research, and I had to research did Robin S own the record, and it was she didn't write it. She wasn't the writer, and she didn't own the publishing. So
They
that's
did
that.
whatever they did whatever they wanted to do.
And it's back to that comment that Nick Cannon said about artists shouldn't be worried about owning 100% of their masters. Well, I'm sure that this lady probably had that Nick Cannon mentality. I don't need it. I'm not going to be working. They're going to work it for me. But did she think 30 years later, someone else would maybe want it?
Right.
See, Nick Cannon knows 30 years later, no one's going to want his music.
No, I
Nah,
ain't gonna lie to you. Let me tell you,
He
Nick
has
Cannon.
fans.
No, Nick Cannon, the best shit Nick Cannon
Wild 'N
did
Out
was
fans.
Chirac. That soundtrack he did on Chirac. I didn't know that was Nick Cannon. When I looked that shit up, I was so surprised because that shit was actually good.
So
That's so nice.
you're gonna sit up here and on live and tell these people that Nick Cannon actually did a good record. Do
Yes,
we
I am.
we
And it was
we
on
have that
record.
on
Let me
record?
tell you what he did good about this. He did it on a movie with Spike Lee. So people are gonna hear that. You understand what I'm saying? People watch Spike Lee movies. Chirac is a Spike Lee movie. That shit that he
So
did on there was actually good.
so Tanya Cash, we
Yes.
can thank J Money Gibbs if Nick Cannon drops off one of those incredible endorsements on us. However, we can thank me if he doesn't when I say this comment. Nick Cannon's music is trash, bro.
Yes.
He has
And
one good
That's
song.
what I'm
that, I'm gonna
saying.
tell y'all right now, Shaq the Music Man has just asked to join in on this conversation. Um,
He has one good song.
we could kindly post a link in now. I gotta give a disclaimer. If he come on here with some Tupac slander, we gotta hit the X button on him immediately. But we got to definitely talk about Drake transitioning over to dance music and Nick Cannon's music. There's nothing that has came out of Nick Cannon's catalog that I would like to ever play. Um, or I would play.
There is one good song. I don't remember it
Give
though.
me your favorite Nick Cannon song in 3 seconds.
I'm a
I need
jiggle.
your. That song is bad due to his. That song is bad due to his affiliation. Due to his affiliation on that record, that song is bad
Yeah,
forever
that's the
being.
only song I can think of.
Wait,
What
it
other
is
song?
that. Is that a Nick Cannon song or is that an R. Kelly song?
Oh, that's why I don't get played no more.
What?
That R. Kelly Nick Cannon song.
Oh.
See, there it is. Gigolo was named again. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Gigolo was a horrible song. It was just as bad as Hotel. All of the Hotel songs. Every song that has the word hotel in it. And we're it's just
Holiday Inn was a good song.
Holiday Inn is a horrible song as well. Every song with a hotel reference,
What you
I have
doing?
I have to
I'm
go,
chilling
go
at the Holiday Inn.
yeah, horrible song. I gotta
I
go and
like
rep
You
it.
Can Meet Me at My Hotel. I like that. I like those songs. What are you talking about?
Horrible, horrible song. Any
Well,
song
like
next
you
week
said, my
next
middle.
week I wanna throw off I wanna have a list of um references that make a song horrible. That makes songs horrible no matter what the song is. Once that reference is put in the song, it is a trash song.
What, hotel or naming a
Hotel
hotel?
references, yeah. Anytime you tell about if any girl reminds you of any vehicle, that's also corny. I'll have more next week for sure.
Well, Kanye West has good songs where he said hotel and talked about the West End.
No. That's not what we're doing here today. That's not what we're doing
Yes,
here
it
today.
is. That is
Put it
what
in the
we're
hook.
doing.
Kanye West
Put
has
it
some great
in the
songs
hook.
on
Give me
hotel.
the hook that he did it in. Give me the hook that it was used in, where it was totally driven into our head, and I will agree that that song is on the list of horrible songs. Um, yeah, but actually, I'll go ahead and throw in that one where he threw in the best friend at the West End song with that's the Gucci store song that you are referencing, and yes, that was kind of one of the worst verses of Kanye's career, but that was on a 2 Chainz record, who is kind of like when it
Who
comes
is
to rapping.
Tupac? Is that what it said?
No, two chains,
Two
2 Chainz.
Chainz.
Yeah, Tupac is the number
Or is
one.
this three Pac?
There's a three pop.
Whoever this person is.
That's
Show
Shaq.
your face.
That's
Who
Shaq.
are you?
That's Shaq the Music Man. That's Shaq the Music Man.
Alright, hold on. Let me find the mouse again.
Now Tony, now Tony, we need another song besides Gigolo.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
What's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
What up,
How
what
Man,
up,
you
what up?
we
doing?
doing good. We don't appreciate the name
Hot.
Tupac.
Hey,
Three
y'all
Pop.
been gone. Y'all been gone. Let me say this. I watch y'all every Monday. Y'all been gone for 3 months, man. It feel like it. Y'all wow for that.
It hasn't been
Oh,
3 months, but
sorry.
we've been on the road. Y'all know, like we this the life now. We on the road, but we here. We back.
Yes, we are back. Sorry. Our apologies, you guys.
All right, brother.
It
Blame
won't
OC.
happen again. It won't happen again, y'all. It won't. It's so
Hey,
freaking hot out here.
hey, so like, what you think about Drake's crossover into the dance world, and do you think Drake is here to dance forever? Is he gonna be the new king of dance?
Nah, like he just I feel like for real it's the little what's this month the little Pride Month situation. So
Oh,
you
you
gotta think
know what? I
you
didn't
gotta
even
think about that.
correlate that.
Yeah, you gotta think about that.
I did not correlate that. Now, speaking of Pride Month, y'all,
Hey, can I say what I want on here or not
you
today?
can say what you want technically, but this got to be a little bit sensitive. I'm not trying to get myself demonized
Alright.
here, but but did you all see the gay burger that was advertised by Burger
Burger
King?
King.
Nah.
Yes, and then they get backlash for that.
They recasted it. They took the gay burger away. I for one am upset that they took the gay burger away. I did want to try it. I
Me
wonder
too.
if we can ask for that style without it being called the gay burger. Can I get two bottom buns or two top buns? That would be pretty interesting. Um, Now a shot or three pop, should they say?
Well, let me just say this before you move on. Yes, Burger King does give you the option to get two bottom buns. They've been doing that forever. That's something they've always done. The only thing
Really?
they did was put it out to the forefront for Pride Month. But yeah, I worked Burger King was like my first job when I was in high school. So
Okay.
I know for a fact that they've been giving you the option, like it's have it your way. You can even have them cut that motherfucker in half if you want to. Like so people always had the option to get two bottom buns because a lot of people don't like sesame seeds. So
Wow. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go try it. I'm gonna go ask for it. I'm gonna ask for it, and I'm going to yes. I want two top buns. I want two top buns. I want that junk to look like a round sandwich. I want a circle sandwich.
yeah.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This whole music scene is very interesting. Little Dirk dropped 7220, the deluxe version, and he addressed the 6ix9ine and Little Perkio situation. What you guys think about that situation? Did you guys was hip on that? Were you hip on that Perkio situation? 6ix9ine ambushing Perkio and throwing the
I
little King Von jacket on him?
I heard about it, but I didn't hear him addressing it. So please
It's
enlighten us.
It's on the new deluxe album, so y'all definitely go and check that out. There's a lot of new music dropping, and with all the new music dropping, the question I got for all you indie artists is why not you? Why aren't you all dropping more music? This is a competitive race that we in.
Money, time.
They not dropping no music because they ain't got nothing good to drop.
Well, let's. I addressed that. I definitely said that a lot of them are not receiving the proper feedback on their previous projects, and that's why they're not dropping any new music. And a lot of them, when they're going to these shows, they're getting this false pretense by the friendly atmosphere that's created in these shows, and it doesn't transcend over onto their records and their numbers, so they're getting discouraged. And you know what happens? Let me tell you what's real here, Tanya Cash. J Money Gives chime in on this. Artists have the money. They're not motivated because of the feedback that they're not getting.
Mm. So you got to put yourself out there.
Yes.
Mm.
You can't ever be upset for not getting results for work you didn't do.
Oh, can we get that on replay?
Yeah, you can't be upset for not getting results for work you didn't do. If you didn't put in no effort and you talking about, man, I'm not getting like, listen, you gonna get 100, you might get 100 no's, but that one yes might make the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even you was telling me that somebody called somebody out to perform. I'm like, how is they getting paid for a performance? And they got paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, damn, how they getting paid for that? They're like, that song is whack. But one person heard it and was like, I love this. This is entertaining.
Mm.
Hey, that moment changed my life. That
So
moment
just
changed
take
my
that
life.
one. There's no reason. Like, you can't ever be upset. If you feel like if you believe in yourself,
I said, y'all want him? I said, y'all want him? We had about 30 artists that night. Him? They
Oh
was
yeah.
like, yeah, we love the performance, man.
Mm. What was special about the performance?
His whole outfit and his performance was like that. He addressed everybody in that damn club.
Mm.
He was on every girl, like, you know, like pulling them out. They were, and they didn't never. They were grabbing their hands one by one, bringing them to the dance floor, and they was all just standing there. He was going back around the room, picking up and down one, bringing them to the dance floor. I asked him when he got on stage. Listen, I asked him when he got on stage. I said, "Bro, did you know them girls?" He said, "Nah, bro. I just needed some vibe." I said, "Bro, you can do whatever show I got." Whole club owner comes to me and says, "I need that guy information. I want him for a show that we got coming up." I mean, we bridge gaps, but
You
I'm not
feel what
gonna lie to
I'm
y'all. Like, I
saying?
watch a lot of artists, even that artist, Alligator Mouse.
Mm.
I mean, like I said, when you perform too lit in small markets, if you perform too lit in small markets, and I want y'all to understand, Atlanta is a big city, but it's a small market, right? Y'all see a lot of these people that are big and famous and got notoriety, pause, but they come here, they're in Atlanta, and they're promoted to the world, Atlanta, Atlanta, Atlanta. They're mega stars already, but on the smaller scene, you can run around this whole city doing anything and run into the same people over and over and over again. Different shows, different promoters, same artists, same people. It looks the same, in the DMV. It looks the same in any small market, and any artistry, y'all, is a small market. It's not something that is mega mainstream. So all of you artists, when you are running around and you're trying to like get this perception of yourself, all of the lit artists make the mistake of thinking that these people really care. That these people are about to get up in the morning and say, "Hey Siri, hit that lit guy from last night playlist. I want to hear it." It's like, sorry, son, you were only lit in front of us. Somebody got on your Instagram, yes, and they saw you work. They saw your story because you didn't post it on your wall, but they saw your story and you was at work that morning and you had the mad face, or you was kirking on somebody and you had the angry face, and now that's what you are to them. Now, I'm gonna tell you, some people saw your story and they saw you in the studio, and now they asking you when the next record. Oh, when is this dropping? Some people get on your story and they see you at a video shoot, photo shoot, modeling, walking, talking, having a good time, enjoying your life, right? Now they intrigued a little bit. But now we talk about that key word here that a lot of artists seem to throw out the window. It's consistency. I mean, it's back to the whole dropping one record and talk about I don't have the money, but you'd have bought 50 dime bags or
Let me
50
tell you,
KDs in that time frame to try out single been out.
it's easier to be consistent when you have a steady flow of money, right?
Nah,
We
like
look at
money don't mean money don't mean nothing, Jay.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it's more comfortable to live your lifestyle with one record that you know you can market every week and make that money back every month. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's easier. It's easier mentally, physically, emotionally for you to, all right,
But
go
let's
ahead.
just be real. Easy is why they in their predicament.
A lot of times.
I mean if the saying is it takes money to make money, there's also a saying easy comes, easy goes.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a saying that nothing worth working for ever comes easy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't stand a person who get up every day and go to work for the man who beats her to the office, right? You know that boss that's in the office every morning at 5 o'clock, happy, jittery. Hey, good morning. What's up, everyone? Good morning. Great day. Awesome to be here. And doesn't leave until 6 o'clock at night. And you like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Do you have a life?
Still, like, I'll see you in the morning. See you guys in the morning, right? But then you like, man, he's too committed. Oh my God, like I can't do that. And then you start asking yourself, why won't they make me the boss? I do all the work. I'm here all the time. I want to be like Ken. I'm tired of like working for Ken. But then you start to do your own thing and you sleep until 12. You sleep until 10 o'clock in the morning because you're comfortable. You're in your bed. You know, you're in bed whenever by freaking 8 o'clock. You're watching movies and chilling all day. And you're like, yeah, I run a business. I run my own company. Wait a minute. You just saw a man that was the manager busting his ass for 12 to 14 hours a day. So we're not even going to talk about what the owner doing. The owner who's keeping that manager busting his ass for 14 hours a day, right? But all of y'all want to come out here and be owners and be managers and be running stuff, but don't want to put in the hours a day. And then expect the hours a day results. I'm not gonna sit up here and knock any artist from here on out about having a 9 to 5. Shout out to Money Man for his new campaign. Having a 9 to 5 isn't corny. Not having money is. Well, I'm gonna knock the person who uses that money to get off work and get fresh, who uses that money to get off work and get high, get drunk, party, hit the clubs, hang out with all the socialites, be pressed to get up in all the VIP joints, and then you got no freaking traction. I'm like,
Yeah,
bruh,
you gotta invest in yourself.
dude. I always tell any artist it's a 6 month challenge that you have to do. What do you think about the 6 month challenge, J Money Gibbs?
Hold on, what's the 6 month challenge? Investing in yourself?
The 6 month challenge, like you work as an artist 6 months straight, and you'll start generating income.
I think we've both done it and we've seen the results after 30 days.
Yeah, the six
There was
month
a point,
challenge.
you remember there was a point I was doing nothing else but just my own paperwork. And I'm like, if I'm sitting in the office from 9 to 5 doing paperwork for somebody else for a business that I don't give a fuck about,
Hmm.
why not do it for myself?
What was the hardest realization for you, right? What was the hardest thing that you had when you realized it? What was the hardest thing to realize that made you realize, all right, look, I've been playing around.
Oh, when motherfucking you called me and said you got more back on your royalties than I got, and I said, well, what the hell did you do? I said,
That's
what the hell is going on? Because I was like, how the hell I tell you about this? And he was like, I did what you said, bro. And I said, oh, really? Good to know. And that's when I realized I wasn't taking enough time because that's all you were doing. You were like, shit, I got time. I'm going to do this. I'm busy working my 9 to 5 and I wasn't doing that shit. So then I started taking 2 days and I sit down for 8 hours.
I tell everybody I am a 9 to 5.
Right.
It's like everybody that works for me knows that they're going to get paid.
Once I realized that, I was like, I got to sit down and invest in myself. That's the only way. If you don't sit down and invest in yourself, even if you sit down sending emails, like it was one, I would pick each day a week and I would have my schedule set up. So Monday, money making Mondays. Monday, I'm sending my emails. So I know I get my royalties from my distro. So I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever money I get from that, I'm either taking that and investing it back in my marketing for my music, which is putting $1 a day on Instagram or, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, towards YouTube or whatever it is, the case may be, I'm investing in myself. And then from there, I'm sending emails and sending messages. And I'm like, all right, cool. Tuesday, my day, I can record. I can make music. You know what I'm saying? I can do it whenever the hell I want. If I want to wake up in the morning.
Do you remember the first time that you got your first paid
And
gig?
I was like, all right, cool. This Friday will be my paperwork day. This is when all the paperwork due. It's like turning in your timesheet. If you ain't turning your timesheet for your 2 weeks at your job, how you expect to get your check?
Fact. You remember your first paid gig?
So that I don't know. That was the realization of it.
He said, "Do you remember your first pay gig?"
Oh, hell yeah. They gave me motherfucking $250 for a 7-minute performance. I was so happy.
My first paid gig, I walked out the door. They had to call me back and be like, "You forgot your money."
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that you get paid to perform. That was my realization. I'm like, wait a minute. Like I literally left. I got off work early to go do this show. It was a day show, and then I went back to work, and they called me back like, "Yo, you forgot your check." I'm like, "What?"
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a check.
mm.
I didn't look at working the same ever since. Then once I started getting those royalty checks, it was like, oh, okay, all right, cool, I got it. A lot of artists don't be thinking like that. Hey, 3 Pac, let me ask you a question here before you go.
Okay.
Unmute yourself, 3 Pac. Come down back. What's your biggest problem? Like, when you looking at new artists? What is the thing that helps you tell if you're gonna like them mainstream or not? Like a lot of people say they knew K Dot was gonna be a star. I didn't see it. How do you know when the artist is gonna be a star?
I like it.
When you like it,
Yeah.
a lot of
Is that unfair?
that is unfair, or awesome in a way because that would make you like a fortune teller.
I feel like I am sometimes when it comes to music. Like I have a ear. Like for
Have
real.
you? Can give me one artist you were wrong on that you missed that you were wrong on. And I'm talking about he. Give me one artist that you missed that you thought was going to be a star and flop, and one artist that you thought was going to flop and he became a star.
Um, Casino. No, not even Casino. Pee Wee Longway. There we go.
You, hmm. You thought Pee Wee Longway was going to be a star?
No, I thought Casino was going to be a star. You know who Casino is?
Yeah, he did that song with Migos.
And he did a song with Diamond from Crowd Note. But now, when you say star, I don't mean like on a Beyonce, Jay Z level. I mean like maybe on like a Future level or, like a Lil Wayne level, kind of, sort of.
Wait a minute. Now, don't
Not
do
a
that.
Drake
Don't
level.
do that. Don't do that. Lil Wayne is on a Jay Z and Beyonce level.
Okay,
But
well,
no one's on Beyonce level.
I mean, not like a Drake, but more
That's
like
how
a
it is.
Future level or more like a Ti level. They're still
Okay. Okay. A Ti
like,
level. A Ti level is fair, but not for a Pee Wee Longway or any guy named Casino.
no, his music. I mean, his sound. For me, it was the sound, and then I wasn't
But
a fan.
his name is Casino.
Right.
It ends with no.
You know what?
It
I
ends with a no.
I ain't fucking with you. But even Pee Wee Longway though, I thought he would make it bigger than what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
felt like, especially when Gucci was locked up, I felt like one of them, well, not Casino, but more like a Pee Wee Longway would come more to the forefront. They missed the mark with I feel like Rich Homie Quan.
Mm.
I feel like he could have been a lot bigger than what he
He got
ended up
caught up in that. He
being.
got caught up in them charges though.
So,
Low.
and as far as somebody that made it that I didn't think would was Blueface and Designer.
Wow. Blueface is a good one. Blueface is a good one. I'm not gonna lie, young. I was like, no way Blueface is gonna be a star. No way he's gonna make it. And then driving on down the road, I found myself singing Bust Down Tatiana and learning every word. And then I heard another song about it. I was like, okay, this guy got it. He may not be the best lyrically, but he got it. He got star quality. And
Man,
like I tell,
he got nothing.
hey, listen, he's our era's Biz Marquee.
Okay, I agree to that.
J Money,
Yeah.
who you thought and who you give us your names, your picks.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed in Bryson Tiller.
Oh.
Like
Yes.
I really just thought like it was gonna go a whole nother level. Like after that first album, The Trap Soul, I was like, oh yeah, he's about to go ham. I'm thinking he's about to be doing songs with like everybody. So then when he did that feature with Rihanna, I wasn't really too impressed.
I really love this.
Wild ones, wild ones, wow, wow, wow,
Yeah, I was just
wild
like, all
thought.
right, that's cool. He did a feature with Rihanna, but I was like, I don't know, my expectations was high, and then that's when I stopped expecting shit from anybody. I said when you have high expectations, they don't get met, and then that's the only time you can ever be disappointed. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't expect shit, everything is going to be impressive to you. You know what I'm saying?
So I knew for a fact that Bryson Tiller wasn't gonna be a star.
I thought you were about to take over.
Yeah,
Go.
because they missed the mark with K Camp too.
I feel
Well,
like he did
I
that
knew
same.
K Cat wasn't gonna be a star, but K Cat is a lit performer. I seen him down here live.
Yeah, his performance
Yeah,
would
I
be lit,
seen
but I just
him.
feel like you know what I'm
Birthday
saying. He took
bash.
that avenue on his own. He had options to go different directions, and he chose not to.
I don't
Mm.
think any artist really that comes out with records like that as their first singles. Records like Don't, like that record Bed by Jay Holiday. Um,
Why
uh,
not? Those are nice
but they
records.
shouldn't be your first records. They're nice records, but they shouldn't be your first records.
But don't is like,
That shit cranking.
yeah, man. Like it's like
So like
definitely on my playlist.
any records that caters to one genre's emotions, right, should never be your first single if you want to stick to if you want to have longevity in your career. So this is why I say this.
I
And
love it.
before I say this, I mean after I say this, I want to hear who you thought was gonna flop but became a star. But this is why I say this. When you create a song that's based on people's emotions as your first single, you get caught up in that moment of people's emotions. And one thing about people's emotions is they change. The problem is with those people's emotions when they change, you can't generate a real good core fan base because you don't have a record that's universally relatable. Your first single is catered to emotions. So now every time those fans hear you that love you, they want you to be giving them that feeling that you gave them when they were going through what they were going through. And if they have emerged from that situation, they're not going to listen to you anymore. Any new fans that you try to generate, you won't be able to generate them with that same old feeling because they already have someone that's already caught their ear for that vibe. And you, if you do too much music in between, now you're no longer that guy anymore.
Right.
So you have to make like look at Genuine, right? His first record, Pony type shit, you know. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's catered to a man can feel that vibe to a catered to a woman can feel that vibe handed from a man all day long. When you hear a record like don't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no guys gonna be holding that weight. That's a woman record. That's a angry, bitter woman record. Angry, bitter woman records for your first single as a man trying to get the angry, bitter woman crowd is never a good idea. And I tell that to all male artists, don't do it. Love records are better than I can make you happy from your bitterness and save you and save the day. Because now, now your career is based on like everything you
You
do
get on
is a
my
day.
nerves. It's the way that you have the you don't have they all bitter. They're not all bitter.
Now, like
They
all the fans
they're
that listen to Ray, don't let us just play. He this son, that, and that. They all were mad, angry women, you know. And now, hopefully, they're not still bad and angry. And
that's
now,
not
there's no need for you anymore, Bison. Thank you.
no, they
And
weren't
whenever
all
they get
bad.
mad, they can just go back to that record. Thank you. You good. You done. You served your purpose. And
Man,
then you can't be that guy. And then like in public have like multiple relationships back to back to back or be chasing women. You supposed to be super you coming on like you super saver hoe and then you a hoe chaser. Nah, it don't work. It always backfires on them. Always.
yeah, you're right about that.
I'm here to tell y'all a lot of artists do not think strategically about their long term career. They think strategically only about the song that they have and what they want to do with it. They don't think about how it's gonna make them look.
Mm.
Now, J Money, don't get out of it though. Who is it that you thought was going to flop and became a superstar
Hold on, that what?
and became a
Who,
star?
who did you think was gonna flop but ended up being a star?
Mm, shit, I don't even know. Oh, motherfucking these fucking. Hey, so look, at first I didn't know like Meg Thee Stallion and Tina Snow was the same person because I remember seeing her at the South by Southwest.
They're not the same person.
Wait, it's not?
Martina Snow is the new girl.
Did you say Martina Snow or
No,
Tina?
Tina Snow.
Tina Snow is Meg Thee Stallion.
Right. But when I saw her at the South by Southwest, it's like years ago. I thought like I didn't realize I was the same person. So like that was a surprise to me. And Ray Shremmerd, I didn't realize how much they wrote. Like you know what I'm saying? Like behind the scenes, they write a lot of songs. They write for
Really?
Beyonce, Migos. Yeah, they write like shit behind the scenes.
Yeah, a lot of people missed that. A lot of people sleep on Ray Sherman.
They write some Gucci shit too. Like they do some writing behind the scenes. So they
Wow.
surprised me with that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Wiz Khalifa, because like everybody likes him, but like I don't honestly feel like he's lyrical, but he makes catchy songs. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But like I don't feel like he's like a lyricist like when I'm listening to Lil Wayne or Kendrick or you know what I'm saying, somebody like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, not on that
Wiz
level.
Khalifa to me has peaked. Yeah, Wiz Khalifa has peaked.
Hmm. I
Now
love
he's a mega star though, but he's peaked. He's done.
definitely like Wiz. Hmm. But
But like, you know who I dropped the ball on?
Who?
Drake. I didn't think he would be as big of a star as he is.
you know what? And I dropped the ball on Saucy Santana.
The verdict is still out on Saucy Santana, but Saucy Santana did perform with
I didn't
Madonna.
know his music was like
You, I,
homegirl like.
honestly, you can't sleep. I don't. I no longer sleep on that community and their artists. When they put them out, they take care of them. So I mean, look at RuPaul still winning awards.
Mhm.
The longest nobody talks about it, but their community take care of their people. And when they pick their people, they pick them wisely. And so you won't see another Saucy Santana for a while. And don't all you people out there don't think that this is their mergers of Saucy Santana's coming around. They're gonna let Saucy Santana have a run until Saucy Santana messes that run up. And
Um, it's kind of like now. I'm glad to see it though. You have Lil Nas X, you have Saucy Santana, you have Bobby Lights. You know, and I actually like Bobby Lights music for real, for real.
well,
I can't really remember the songs, but I know I
there
heard a
it is.
couple of it.
There you go. And Bobby Light appreciates that tag. I know Bobby Light will definitely appreciate any type of publicity he gets. But you best believe me, I ain't listening to it, Bobby. I don't care, Trina, your folks. I ain't listening.
Bobby
Uh,
alright though.
and I ain't listening to Sauce Walker, Saucy Santana, and I ain't listening to Lil Nas X. And I'm really mad that 2K got that game as like the game that song that plays all the time. But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the beauty of today's era. We can choose what we would like to listen to, and it doesn't affect anybody. However, what I will tell you guys is this: a lot of you artists are not even giving people a chance to hear your music. Well, simply because they don't know it exists, simply because no one wants to be the first person to listen to your record. And I know y'all think that that's like something that people think is cool, but no one wants to be the first person to listen to your record. Everyone wants to feel like they're groupies in today's world. And listen to me, I'm gonna tell y'all two things for certain, three things for sure. Y'all see these videos, y'all see how these fans are reacting. They're like, oh, 5 million views on day one, 2 million views in the week, and blah blah blah. Y'all gotta understand this game is called visual now. It's all visual now. Everything that we do is visual now. So if you ain't making sure that the fans can see that you got the lifestyle, well, the fans are gonna forget that you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say there was a post that was said that indie artists should focus on dropping records and promoting them for 6 months to a year before dropping another record. Oh man, I gotta hear what y'all think on that.
It makes sense if you know what to do. Only if you know what to do, or else you're gonna be struggling for 6 months.
You think an artist should drop a single? You think an
Yeah,
artist
and
should
you
drop
gotta
a
be a
single
to be
every
ready to
six?
go out places and perform that song and like take that song and market it on social media, market it through YouTube, market it, and you know what I'm saying. Do what you're supposed to do with that song. You are going to be struggling for 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
Dropping a single every 6 months is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I mean,
Why? Because
What happens?
when
What
I think
happens in six
about it,
months?
what I think about it, if you drop a single and you push it, then 6 months come, you drop another single and you push it. While within that time, you should still be recording and accomplishing your EP or your album or whatever. And
Let
that's
me,
two
let,
singles you're pushing off of that album. So by the end of the year, that's when you should be dropping the whole entire project after you've pushed those two singles to the max.
let me ask y'all a question. Why do we believe that Apple Music and Spotify advertise that if you drop a single every 6 weeks, they will push you more ahead of their algorithm than the Drakes and Taylor Swifts of the world?
I don't believe that.
That's not true. That
You
sounds
don't believe that?
like a scam.
Well, it's not a scam. It's the thing about it is Drake's, Taylor Swift don't have to do anything to generate on those sites, and they're owned by Apple Music.
Hmm.
They just release and distribute through Spotify stores as well.
Hmm.
But they are Apple Music artists. So when you think about it, if Spotify is asking you to give them content every 6 weeks, what is happening with your fan base that's growing? They're coming over to Spotify. And if they're coming over to Spotify and joining this subscription and paying $10 a month, and they're your fan base because they got your little bubble and their thing, y'all really believe that Spotify isn't gonna, when you dropping your records, they putting them joints right there in that big block? I know it to be true for a fact. I have three artists that I follow on my Spotify. Okay, three major artists that I follow on my Spotify, and those three major artists, when they drop, pops right up on my bubble.
Hmm.
I have two indie artists that I follow on my Spotify, and every time they drop, their bubble pops up on my
Hmm.
page, right? So now I'm not gonna deny the belief factor that anyone that follows me is not getting that same bubble when I drop every 6 weeks or every 8 weeks or
No,
every month.
it comes. It
But
comes.
my question is, an indie artist is not afforded the luxury to wait 6 months between records.
Why not though?
I'm gonna ask you, what happens in 6 months in your life? What
Everything.
has the last 6 months been for you like?
Like you gotta think about it. Everything happens
Crazy.
in 6 months. The seasons change, the weather changes, the mood changes, emotions change. You might be in a relationship with something like a lot of shit can happen in 6 months.
And if you were not able in 5 months, because the month that you may have had me is when you drop something. In 5 months, you have not had me. Someone else has had me. Someone else has helped my moods. Someone
Uh,
else has helped how I feel.
Hmm.
What if they're a 6 week person? What if they're every month person? Well, now I'm sorry if you fall to the bottom of the thousands of people that now choose to give me something more frequently. I mean, listen, if you hire me to work, let's say Boss Biz Radio and Sixxcess, I'm here. I'm supposed to be here every Monday, but I say I'll see y'all every 6 months.
Hmm.
Well, I like to see what a person like Three Pop, how he feel, because
He already was getting on our ass.
he said 2 weeks and I was ready to get, come on. He was about to hit the SEC on me. So let's just be real. I say, hey, I'll see y'all in 6 months. We will have a great show in 6 months, guys.
Well, that's what. Look, that's another thing I was saying. It's not always about your ability; it's about your availability. So if you got the ability to do something and you're not doing it, what does it really
Listen,
mean?
let me tell y'all a funny story, and I'm glad that I can talk about this story before I go. Back in my day, long time ago, long time ago, when I was in illegal activities, you know, but, I I used to be always available, 24/7. They could call me 3 in the morning, the same as 6 in the morning, the same as 7 in the morning. Same person, different people, didn't matter. I was always available. It came a time in my life where I started to say, you know what, music is better. Those times when people would call me, I was at a show. Those times when people would call me, I was in the studio. Those times people would call me, I was on the road. That availability became no longer. I took a little hiatus off and I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna get back into it. This music thing, forget that. And I tried to build it up, and I was not making nowhere near the same amount of noise that I was making before. And I said to myself, well, this is dead. Let me get back into music. And I found myself not making nowhere near as the same amount of noise or traction that I was before. What I was realizing was there was a parallel thing to what I was doing. Stopping and going, losing people's interest. My wife asked me, she said, babe, why does it matter so much that you stay consistent or that you do this all the time? No one will care if you miss a day or if you miss a week or if you miss a month. No one's going to care. I said, well, what if Starbucks had that mentality? You never let Starbucks hit the end of it if you couldn't get your coffee that morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you not be able to get your lemon ice cake?
Mm-hmm.
Someone is going to die if I don't get my drizzle. My sister was ready to reach through a man's neck because he forgot extra drizzle on her Starbucks. Imagine if they said we're going to take off today.
Mm.
Honestly, as an artist, y'all don't value yourselves enough. And that's my biggest problem with y'all. And let's go ahead and I got to say it. Y'all don't give enough respect to our time. You're trying to respect too much all time, too much past time, too much of that. Y'all
Yeah.
understand that that's called history. History belongs in books and movies. I get it, y'all. You want to be loyal to the traditions and you want to be respectful to the OGs, but y'all got to understand that we are in a new time. You got
Mm-hmm.
to respect our time. And if you want to do it like the people that's doing it now, you better learn their tactics. You better move as they move. I mean, I don't want to say it, but dress as they dress, speak
Mm-hmm.
as they speak, you know. And as you reach a certain level, then you start getting into the all-time greatest. Then you start acquiring yourself to act like the all-time greats. You know, y'all like if you're in the DMV area and you want to start getting booked for gigs, stop disrespecting Big Flock and 3 Blacks and the Shelly and C's. They're your time artists. Don't keep talking to me about the Wale's and the goddamn nonchalance and the goddamn Tabby Benays. Their time was then. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna get it how they got it. You're not gonna be able to do the tactics that they did 20 years ago. You need to respect the 3 Blacks and the Big Flocks who are actually showing you how to work as an artist, the Gunus and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You need to respect those guys that show you how to get in the studio, get in the videos, promote your shit, get it out there so when people look at it, it's saying 9 million. You look at Light Show, Light Show got about 56 monthly listeners, but about 9 million streams, y'all. y'all don't respect that man enough because
Man,
y'all so busy talking about Shaq Blizzies and Wale's and the Fat Trail. What are you doing, people?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I get y'all. I get y'all. A lot of y'all DMV rappers don't even respect your own heritage. You're so busy on New York rappers and West Coast rappers and South rappers that you don't even know what's right in front of you.
Mm. Tell him.
And a lot of y'all artists, this is the real deal. Stop catering to them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be that 1986 rapper. You don't have to be as lyrical as Nas. And if you a singer, you don't got to sing like Michael Jackson and dance like Mike. You can be as good as Chris Brown. You ain't got to be chasing these phantom ghosts that your older generation to put on you as the greatest people on earth. Because y'all know that they only put newsflash, y'all. They don't want to tell y'all this, but they put these people as the greatest people on earth because of the numbers that they did when these people were kids and when these people saw this stuff, right? And like, oh my God, Michael Jackson did 50 million. Oh my God, this did Tupac did double platinum 10 times over gold, diamond. Oh, that's what they're telling y'all, right? But
Mm.
then when y'all answer, well, why they the best? They give y'all this. Oh, they had the best lyrical content. Oh, they had the best this. Oh, they had the best beats. No, they
So,
didn't.
so do you feel like Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson?
Yes, I do. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, young.
I feel like that's an unfair debate.
I'm gonna tell you.
That's
I'm
unfair
gonna,
You brought it up though. How you gonna say it's unfair? You brought
I'm
it
gonna
up.
tell
because
you.
I don't
I'm gonna
think
tell
they
y'all
even in
why. I'm
that
gonna tell y'all
category.
why. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna tell y'all like, look. I believe that Barry Sanders was better than Jim Brown and Walter Payton. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about. I believe that Michael Jordan is not better than Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? These are things that are like evolution matters. If you're asking me, do I think Michael Jackson is better than Chris Brown? Is like asking me, do I think the first caveman that built the first caveman car is better than Ford? And I don't. Yes, he was the first to put a car on wheels. He was a caveman. He was the first to put it on wheels, people. He got a lot of people driving. He innovated the game. He put wheels in the cars. So all of y'all go out and buy yourselves stones and shave them down into wheels and make those cars and drive those instead of making these nice affordable cars that Ford and them made, right? Stop driving the cars like now. Go get you a stone one. No, because evolution happens and people learn from people that were first. I don't care that Michael Jackson was the first to perform at a Super Bowl. Now, Michael Beyonce did the Super Bowl show way better. Halftime, halftime stuff was way better. She had access to way more things.
Mm-hmm.
You,
That's
you, you're not gonna just keep. We're not gonna keep denying that evolution plays a heavy part in everything that's done, and everything that can be done, and everything that's enhanced. Life is not for us to be sitting up here like, oh, it was so much greater. Life was so much greater before we got minute rice and the microwave. Oh my God, I wish they would have never created the stove to just click fire. We should all have to just run outside and get sticks. That was way better.
probably was healthier.
Maybe. But was it healthier with people not being able to get it done? Or somebody that don't like this all night, shit like this. We just won't have dinner tonight. Kids hungry. I saw Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. Charlie
Mm,
had it down bad.
mm.
You know, Charlie couldn't even get. Charlie had holes in his socks. I'm pretty sure the Oompa Loompas took care of the holes in his socks when he got to move into the chocolate factory at the end of that movie. And I could just imagine hearing old Willie, old Charlie's uncles and grandparents, and they're talking about, huh, back in that shack was better.
Mm.
All of the I don't really like to compare numbers because we all know numbers is based on the power of the people behind you,
Facts.
you know. But when we asking, are people better, and is this guy better or is this guy better? What are we talking about? I say this. Everyone says to me, that guy does nothing but steals everything that guy does. People say that to me whenever I compare people. And I
Okay.
ask this question: if I can do everything you can do, and you can't do what I can do, how are you better than me?
Some people just don't understand the word different.
But the word different, everything is competition. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is competition. So the word different is can only be used by the one who wants to be different. I'm different. That's a safe answer. I'm just different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, different doesn't answer the question. Are you better? I mean, hell, there's a trash company called here GFL. There's a trash company called TSR. You know, like,
Yeah, but like you might
are
not
you
be better. You
different?
just might
Are
be
you
better at it.
better? Huh?
You might not be better. You just better at it.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. So are we being philosophical? Gandhi? Did you just take a Gandhi approach? Because if you're better at it and it is up for discussion, then that's all that matters. I mean, listen, look. If
Right.
you say who's the better dancer? Well, yeah, they both can do the moonwalker. They both can like distort their body. But I've never seen Michael Jackson do a backflip to a handstand and to a headstand.
Yeah, because Chris Brown got better at it.
I mean, what is it? The it is what? Dancing?
No, all right. So he was doing what Michael Jackson was
Uh-uh.
doing, but as he was doing his own thing, he was different and became better at it.
Yeah, it,
And better.
it. Honestly,
You don't forget
let's just be real, yeah. When I was a kid, there was always these old heads that used to always be like, throw me the ball, let me throw it, let me throw it. They'd always throw the worst damn throws in the world.
Okay.
And then they would always say something, y'all ain't better than me. Back in the day, I used to do this. I used to do that. Well, sir, right now I can make that throw to my friend down there and you can't.
But see, back in the day, they were better at it.
what is it?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when it is gone,
You could grow out of it.
you can grow out of it. You can grow out of it. And if you can grow out of it, then you're not better than the person who's in it. And you're not better than the person who doesn't grow out of it or can grow out of it. Michael Jackson was doing his thing from like 5 to he was like 55. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Michael Jackson is like the king of pop. We're not gonna like. I'm not gonna say that. That's not what I'm saying. Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Like he is the GOAT. He is the best to do it, right? But at the end of the day, Chris Brown is better at doing it. Chris Brown would never be the king of pop though,
All right.
because we have a
So
king
look
of
at
pop.
this. Michael Jackson. But all right, Chris Brown started doing his thing when he was a teenager. Michael Jackson has been doing it since a little boy.
No,
So over
you're talking
time,
about the time of discovery.
what Chris Brown's time of discovery?
Yes, versus Michael Jackson's
So you
time
can
of
keep doing it
discovery.
as long as Michael Jackson, from when Michael Jackson was, you know what I'm saying, whatever, 5 years old.
Right. And Chris Brown since he was like 12.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's time.
His
That's
time,
time
Michael
of
Jackson was better
discovery.
at it. Since his time passed, now Chris Brown is better at it.
Well, like let's just like so. I told somebody because of course someone threw in my face numbers, and immediately everyone threw out the Thriller numbers, and I was saying to them, "You're trying to compare a man that's 20 years in the game's album. That's his album has been in the game 20 years.
Doesn't matter.
Now it doesn't matter, but we're gonna dis. It only matters to the fact of making a basis ground point,
And
right?
Michael Jackson is better than Chris Brown.
Nah, Michael Jackson isn't better than Chris Brown. Michael Jackson's status is better than Chris Brown. His legend has risen, but let's just be real here. Michael
No,
Jackson started out. Let me give y'all some real facts here. Michael Jackson started off with the Jackson Five. That group did their thing. They did their thing. They did their thing for Temptation, for Motown, right? But Michael Jackson then went on to do a solo career. Had three albums that were pretty. I mean, the first album did okay. I think it went number one. Then the other ones went 99 and 100, 95. Then he again emerged back at number one on his fourth or fifth album, something like that. And sixth album, which was Thriller, right? Now, Off the Wall, he did good on that project. Now, I'm just telling y'all that we have in between that three albums that flopped. Flopped. This man was at the height of his career at this point. This is the career point, the peak of his career. He's flopping. Right? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and draw a correlation, but let's just look at all of Chris Brown's albums. Which album of his flopped? The one album where he hit Rihanna. The rest,
allegedly.
yeah, no, he hit her. He hit her. That was fucked up. He was wrong for that. But the crazy thing is, every album before that, every album after that, number one, platinum status, two-time platinum status. You know? So everyone jumps to the one album, Thriller, which is a great album. Michael Jackson did a great album. You know, he had a great team around him. But we're talking about a person who has his failures was in his music four times over before he got it right, and said that a person who music never missed a beat, never not got it right. That's not we can't compare that. I mean that's just like a person who always won cannot be compared to a person who has taken losses. We
Right.
we, we call Floyd Mayweather the best boxer in the world because his record is 50-0. You know, like there's people that I like Mike Tyson, but people like Mike Tyson lost. He lost. Okay, I mean he lost. So
Right.
they don't call LeBron James the greatest player on earth because of his finals record. It's not 10-0 or 11-0. It's 4 and 6. You know, so like Michael Jackson is called. I mean, Michael Jordan is called the best on earth because he went 6-0 in the finals. You know, but let alone he only went to six. Kobe went to seven. You know, we don't talk about these things. It's about who won the most and who didn't take any losses. So
Right.
if you're talking about credentials, and this is like I said, back to the respect of our time. We have never seen that. You know what I'm saying? What we seen with Michael Jackson, his greatness, our parents already seen him failing and flopping. We never seen Chris Brown fail or flop except for when he was having his own legal personal issues. And honestly, as an adult, we have to be honest. We all saw Michael Jackson flop through his legal issues as well.
Yeah, true.
We saw that. We lived through the Wacko Jacko phase, and his music was not what we wanted to hear.
The Wacko Jacko. I've never heard that before.
Really, really. You YouTube the Wacko Jacko, and you will have a great damn time.
Oh wow, Wacko Jacko. That's hilarious.
So now, like, obviously, before we go, we gotta address the topic: should we sympathize with drill rappers?
Mm-hmm.
Drill rapper. So FBG Cash was murdered, I think, a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, and there was like kind of like this dispute, I want to say, or disagreement online, where some people, his family and those close to him was like, "Oh, rest in peace," and a lot of other people was like, "Well, fuck him. He kind of was trolling Vaughn and trolling Lil Durk and trolling Vaughn's death. I think he took a picture on Vaughn's mural with his middle finger up or something."
Well, there we go.
And so now that he's been killed, a lot of people are like, yeah, and so what? And other people are like, I mean, it's heartless to not sympathize with any death. And me personally, I think I'm getting numb to these young rappers dying. And the reason I actually thought about that is I was just sitting here and I was like, well, I don't really be feeling as bad anymore. Like, I just feel like the life you live is the life that's going to lead you to your demise in some aspect. And what's crazy, guys, is actually when that happened and I was just like, oh, well, da 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 da. My best friend's son was shot. Um, and he passed away. So we had his funeral last Saturday, and he was 19. He was getting ready to turn 20 the end of July, and it kind of, it hit close to home. But I was still kind of, upset because I'm like, well, it wasn't as if he was at church when it happened. You understand what I'm saying? So the important message out of all of this is the life that you lead can very well lead to your demise.
Man, let me tell you what's crazy, right? Uh, I had this job working at Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, screw 'em, and I had this manager named Riz. My little brother died in a car accident in 2003, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all he knew was my little brother was 18 and that I had missed some time off work because my little brother had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got back to work, he made that exact comment. He said, well, I realize you've been off for work for a few days, but when you live in that lifestyle, anything can happen. Now, he didn't know that my little brother died in a car accident. He assumed that because he was black, you know, he was in a lifestyle and it was why he assumed that he was killed because of this. And I had told him something that I'll never forget. I said, if you make any more assumptions like that on my brother, let alone black people, I'll reach across this desk and choke you with your own tie. And I told him that that was not only offensive, but we got to understand something. We can't, the universe is in control now.
Well, wait, let's stop right there because that's not even a close analogy right there. Car accident, death, and someone dying by gun violence to me is
But
just
like, I just know a guy that got shot down.
That's exactly what he's
A
saying.
guy just got shot down in the street
That's
sitting
exactly
at the bus stop.
like putting him in that category. Like you didn't even know what happened for real.
I mean, no, but I'm saying, but he's saying like, if he told the guy, you just said that your brother passed away, you didn't tell him what happened,
Nah, I
right?
never did.
Okay, so yeah, so he's wrong for that. But what I'm saying is, even when it comes to gun violence, I think people choose their lifestyle. Like unless you
Yeah,
are at church or you are in the bed, like some people can be in the bed and there's bullets flying through your apartment.
yeah.
Even with that, you gotta choose better areas to live in. You know what I'm
But like,
saying?
it's
Like
too much. It's
everything
that's for
on
us
your
black.
terms.
But that's for us black people. Whenever we get violence, we gotta get told like It's our lifestyle on why we get into violence or like what we choose to be around. And honestly, like none of us chose our elements except for our outcomes. We only choose our outcomes. We don't choose our elements and how we get the field that we get to play on. That field get chosen for somebody before us.
Right, but then you have the choice to change that. There are
Yeah,
there's so many black young boys that, like maybe they do play with guns or whatever the case may be, but we can't make this like everybody subjected to, every black young man is subjected to gun violence, to dying of gun. Like there are some
yeah.
people that
Like
choose different lifestyles, and we
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
hold
cap.
everybody accountable.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cap. I am a firm believer in getting shot in today's world is not something that just happens. I don't believe that people wake up in the morning and wake up and just wanting to shoot people. I do believe that there are murderers who wake up, sick psycho murderers who wake up and said they want to murder people and kill people. Um, like those situations with those little stupid ass school shooters and shit like that. But when I'm talking about like homicides, black on black crime, white on white crime, these are situations that I believe are situations that come down to what you've done to somebody and what somebody once done back to you. Um, it's the universe. Some things we just cannot escape from anymore. The reality of it is people are not addressing the universe the way that they should be anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I feel like everybody has people that they're good to and people that they're bad to. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people who might be like, "Oh, Jay Money's a great person." Others might people be like, "Nah, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a demon to me." So I feel like we all have the same God and fighting different devils. So for us to just say we might not be sympathetic to some of these rappers who died or might be numb to it because they didn't affect us emotionally, physically, or you're saying in the type of way that they might have affected other people. So I feel
Right.
like the people who have sympathy to it, they should because that's how they feel about it. And the people who don't, it's just because they weren't touched by it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when Bernie Mac died, that hit me because I used to watch the Bernie Mac show. But for people who didn't watch Bernie Mac, it wasn't going to hit them. When
But
Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jackson died, it
that's
hit
why I
me
was
because
that's
Michael
why the
Jackson.
question that's why I think it was drawn down to drill rappers because of what they promote. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna run down on their op, they're gonna shoot up at these people and do whatever needs to be done. And then when it happens, it's like, wait a minute, all of y'all are telling us that y'all are gonna do it. Somebody actually did it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay.
Are we surprised?
Are we supposed to be, yeah, like, are we supposed to be like, oh man, another one? Are we supposed to be like, dang, he really did it? Oh shit, he got him. He said he
Mm-hmm.
was. Okay. It makes it weird when they only seem to do like 10 years in jail and they right back on the street talking about the rapper about to be home. It's about to get real in the streets. That rapper coming home. What you got for a shot?
All right, so I want to go back on a little. I was talking about Chris Brown and Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson can't like. And I think if Michael Jackson ain't have no dance moves, people wouldn't be geeking off of him. Chris Brown could really sing for real,
Mm-hmm.
That
and he make good music. Like I don't, Mike got all that for real. I would say I'm young. I'm 26. I'm gonna say for real though. In my eyes, the king of pop is Chris Brown. He beating
yeah.
all the odds, man. How many
I
how
think
how many songs he be putting on one album? Like 30. You know what I'm saying? Like
All
yeah.
right, I'm
nobody doing
saying
that.
that, but like in the next 25 years, there's going to be another Chris Brown. Like just how Chris Brown is basically, if you ask me, in my opinion, is like replacing whatever trend Michael Jackson already set. So then after that, who's next? It's about to grow. It's got to be
Hey,
somebody else. It got to be
do y'all
somebody
do y'all
after Michael
see
Jordan is Kobe. After Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Like then who's going to be the next to
do
do
y'all
it?
do y'all
He
even
gonna,
see
it's
do
gonna be
y'all
when
even
Chris Brown.
see
Oh
It got
do
to be
y'all even
somebody else.
see do y'all even see music evolving? I feel like
no,
music is starting to like be like the iPhone. Like the screen just gets bigger, pause. Like that's
no.
it.
I think that music is now making the global reset and is going backwards to get back where it was. So
Yeah.
like Jay Money said, there will be another. I mean, That is why there's no bigger surprise on why Drake is doing a dance record, which is really what we call dance is disco.
I gotta hear this album because I don't even know.
There's no
But that's
difference in
gonna sell overseas like crazy though. It's
maybe Drake is gonna
definitely.
sell regardless.
Mhm.
It
I think for
it
real,
ain't gonna be
all
international. It's not an international sound.
all Drake doing is like trying to be petty right now. I think all that little all this the last music he done dropped that album. I be thinking that stuff old. It sounds like 2019 if you like really listen. You feel me?
All right. So this is Boss Biz Radio. Y'all know I'm rolling with success, so I like to give out my reasons and connect them to the music business. Right? Now I'm gonna tell y'all why I believe that Drake is doing these records in the dance category. Well, that is the weakest genre other than gospel music. And guess what? He can't go to gospel and take that over because guess who's already done that?
Tanya.
Yay. Yes. So now let's just be real here. CLB was supposed to be such a great masterpiece of an album, but sales and did start declining after the first week. Why? Because it's in that almighty rap category, which is why I tell you, indie artists, you cannot drop a record every 6 months because that almighty ever growing rap category, you will never be able to peak in it if you're dropping every 6 months because the guys that's dropping an album every month, the guys that's dropping a single or two every month, the guys that's dropping a feature and all that stuff, they control it. They control the waves. And you're buried under it because you come every 6 months. And when you come by in 6 months, there's so much stuff in there, we can't find you. That's why you had that alligator mouth. No
Mm.
consistency. So Drake realizes that because you got your homeboy Future who gonna kill you when he drop. You got your boy J. Cole who gonna get you when he drop. You got your boy Kendrick Lamar who gonna get you when he drop. You can't stay on top there. Well, you ain't going to R&B. You definitely ain't going over there because we all know. Let's just say it. If y'all don't know, R&B is definitely falling off down to the wayside. It is down to number 3, and it'll probably be in the top 10, down to number 9 by the end of the year in relevance in America. When R&B used to be the number one thing, R&B and pop music. But why is it falling so low? So now you talk about what is Drake doing? Dropping number one, only having to do 50,000. If you only have to do 50,000, Drake is an artist who does about 600,000. That's surely number one for a long time.
Mhm.
What's the closest artist in dance music? Do we know? Do anybody know the closest artist in dance music? This is a man desperately loving to be number one and finding his way to do it. Because guess what happened when all his fans got up to listen to that album? You all thought it was a rap or a little R&B little blend. And when you found out it was a dance album, you helped his algorithm take him to the number one dance artist of all time, probably. Well,
Mm.
congratulations. You all fell for the biggest gotcha.
Gotcha.
Mm. I gotta hear this album.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah. And I got to tell you all this story about something, but I'm going to have to wait next week because it looks like we are out of
So,
time.
You would do that. I gotta
yeah.
tell you this great story next week.
But
Hey,
So, like, y'all already know, A Shot, thank you for stopping by and dropping some
yes,
insight
thank
on us.
you for
yes,
coming
Oh,
sir.
through.
you mean next? You mean Monday, right? Not next
Yeah,
Monday.
I
we,
think we're gonna keep Saturdays. Are we keeping Saturdays?
I think I
Uh,
like Saturdays. We're going to take a poll. We're going to see how everybody likes it. We got a
Oh,
poll going. I got the poll going on my Facebook. I need y'all to chime in and y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all can drop an inbox, drop a DM. I already got a few votes on, and a lot of people are telling me they don't want us to go to Saturdays. They want us to stay
stay
there,
on
guys,
Monday
on
nights.
Mondays. But y'all, we gonna see. We gonna see what happens. Like
Oh, we need to. We need to
we
get
love
it.
being y'all Monday guys. We love being y'all Monday. Y'all ride home. Y'all just getting in off of work, and the people that y'all drop y'all bags off and drop and turn on. But we gotta make sure that we got it for y'all, that we right. We wanna make sure that we give y'all the best show possible.
Every week.
We're gonna be doing some new things, so y'all stay tuned to tell us if y'all like all that new stuff that we're about to do. My
Thank
man J Money Gibbs may be joining the panel permanently. Y'all let us know what y'all think, how y'all think J Money did on today's show.
you.
And we're gonna start seeing, what we're gonna do. But we're gonna definitely get the show more popping and rolling for y'all. We're getting ready for the summer and got a whole lot of stuff coming up.
Yes.
So,
Also, giveaways. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
yeah,
Summertime. Hey.
yeah, summertime will be crazy.
So make
So
sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button at the
touch down
bottom.
there
Thank you so
somewhere.
much.
Hit that like and subscribe button for sure. Make sure you're tuned in because y'all already know we're gonna be turned up and lit as always. Y'all see my I hustle in the back. Make sure y'all hit my man up. I hustle, get y'all some I hustle wear. Or some Pad of Pearl, the padofpearl.com. Follow those two companies on Instagram. They are making great noise and everything melanin, period. I'll be rocking some of their wear next week. Everything melanin, period. That's Persevering Dreams. So y'all know one thing for sure, three things for certain. Y'all should be flicking those roaches, flicking those ashes in the ashtray, and getting ready to roll up another one. Because I know I am. Then we out. Peace.
Bye, y'all. Soon as I figure this shit out.
So,